The following is a presentation of Paola Sports Live. It's time for Panther Sports. On your new home for Paola High School athletics, Paola Sports Live. Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Learn more at gobrawley.com. Also by Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, Dr. Laura's Orthodontics, and Miami County Dance Movement. This is Paola Athletics, on your new home for the Panthers, Paola Sports Live.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to another night of high school football here on Paola Sports Live as the Paola Panthers make the short drive up Highway 169 here to Spring Hill to take on the Broncos in what should be a pretty good Frontier League matchup, we hope, tonight, as the Paola Panthers coming in as the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A, 1-0 in the conference, and coming off a dominant performance, 63-0 win over Bonner Springs to kick off the season last week. They jumped out to an early 49-0 lead by halftime and a running clock in the second half. It was just all Panthers in that game. Over 500 yards of total offense in that contest, averaging more than 10 yards per carry on the ground, 33 carries for 368 yards on the ground. That's pretty good. Senior quarterback Garrett Williams accounted for 5 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 2 in the air, 12 carries, 76 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 for 6 passing, pretty efficient, 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. One of those was to junior running back Giovanni Blackie, 8 carries, 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had a 1 touchdown reception. One of those touchdowns was a touchdown reception. Junior fullback Leighton Moore, 6'2", 200, 5 carries, 75 yards, and senior fullback Fletcher Audie. I went and did this prep, and 6 carries, 46 yards. Doesn't seem like a lot, but boy, he is a big factor. We talked with Coach Dumpert about Audie and what he means to that offense in just a little bit here on the pregame show. Defensively, also very, very impressive, limiting Bonner Springs to just 51 yards of total offense on 54 plays. So while Paola averaged 10 yards per play, they limited Bonner Springs to less than a yard a play. That's pretty good. And the senior linebacker Isaac Brackner, 5'9", 195 pounds, senior, led the way with 6 tackles and a sack in that game, but a bunch of guys had really good stats in that contest. Just overall, a great way to get the season started for Coach Dumper and the Paola Panthers. On the other side of things, Spring Hill Broncos 0-1 in the Frontier League. They're coming off a 14-22 loss at Lewisburg last week. Waning moments of that one, a chance to maybe at least tie it. They would have had to score a touchdown to kick a field goal after the tie got broke 14-14 late in the game by Lewisburg. Spring Hill had their chances, but an interception in the final minutes sealed the victory for the Wildcats. Junior quarterback Fletcher Pankey was 7-12, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he did have that interception late. Junior running back Dylan Lazenby, 5'9", 175 pounds. He had 17 carries for 65 yards. That's certainly somebody that Coach Dumpert mentions in our interview about wanting to keep an eye on him. Pretty good little running back, junior. And then junior slot Zach Knowlton is he's a dandy little player. 4 catches, 114 yards in that game, 2 touchdowns. He will be a favorite target for Fletcher Pankey in tonight's matchup, which by all accounts on paper should probably be a lopsided win, but you still got to come play it, and it's all about for Paola getting things going really well because they're going to hit a juggernaut next week in Tonganoxie, and we expect that to be a number 2, number 3 matchup in week 3 as Paola welcomes in Tongi next week. And so maybe not a tune-up game. You certainly got to play it, but you want to be playing your best even by week 3 with that one coming up. We'll talk more about this matchup. We'll get you ready for more of this game in just a little bit. Up next, we're going to hear from the head football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumper, as we continue on here through the pregame show. Pregame show is brought to you by our friends at Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics, where they are committed to providing quality health care to families in Lewisburg, a comprehensive approach to oral care in Lewisburg and Paola, in the area, a comprehensive approach to oral care, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. Learn more at ironhorsedental.com or drlaurasortho.com. And, of course, Lewisburg Sports Live, Paola Sports Live. I got the wrong live read here in my in my head. Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Experience a new kind of internet with Go Brawley. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. I wasn't wrong. Lewisburg Sports Live is also presented by Go Brawley. That's how awesome those people are at Go Brawley. Find out how cool they are and what they can do to get you guys running super fast internet at GoBrawley.com. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we'll hear from the head football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumpert, when we return on the Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics pregame show on Paola Sports Live.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast. Affordable with plans starting at just $34.95. No throttling, no tricks. More upload speed and the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley, it just works.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Welcome back to the Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics pregame show here on Paola Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we get set for this big matchup here in the Frontier League as the Paola Panthers make the short trip up 169 to take on the Spring Hill Broncos. Joining us now, the head football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumpert. And Coach, you're coming off a good win on week number one, a home opener against Bonner Springs. Bonner, they were faced with some adversity in their early season. It showed that they weren't quite where they needed to be in game number one. But as you kind of look at your team, and one thing I talked about in the broadcast was how much do you learn from a team when you have a big blowout win like that? Do you feel like you got at least a decent look to be able to do some evaluation and make that good improvement from week one to week two?
Be honest with you, we're still in the evaluation phase. We weren't quite sure that we got some looks or got exposed in some areas that maybe they weren't ready to take advantage of yet, possibly. I've had a better feel about my teams after game one than I do about this one because of that. So we're still kind of not sure. We're looking forward to the challenges Spring Hill's going to show us. From what we saw in the film, they're just a better team in every area. Their offensive attack is scary, even though we didn't really get a big sample of it because Lewisburg did a great job of grinding the clock on them. We didn't get a lot of snaps. But to get to your original question, no, we're not quite sure yet. We still need a couple more samples before we're sure about how good we are.
Well, that's classic in the fact that dominant win like that, but still want to improve, and that's the right way to be. But boy, what I saw was a pretty good football team. If you're a team that's trying to prepare for you, one, it's the things you're doing, but what I was impressed with was the tempo at which you did it. And so being a running team primarily, but doing it in a quick pace. I mean, how tough is that for teams to prepare for, and how much rhythm does that give you to be able to go quickly?
Yeah, exactly. That's somewhat new to us in the last several years. We were always, since we are still an option-based team as much as anything, it's important for us to know where the read keys are, and depending on the read key varies from different options that we run. Now, instead of hoping that we got the right play called and that technique was where we expect it, we now come out, we dummy call a lot. We let your defense get set, gives us a chance at the booth to see where you're at, put us in we feel like a better play selection than just running into the teeth of the defense, So the kids have picked up on it pretty good. We do some tempo stuff where we get up on the ball and go very fast, especially if we feel like we've got the defense reeling on their heels a little bit. That presented itself actually pretty early in the game last Friday. It looked like we had thrown a couple formations at them that they weren't maybe ready for, and instead of giving them an adjustment time, we just put our foot on the gas and got up on the ball and went. And we have a variety of one-word clues at times that we can use, and it worked very well Friday early for us.
Obviously, there's a ton of guys in a big game like that and a big win, lopsided, that we could talk about. And obviously, your quarterback's going to get all the praise he deserves and more. Garrett Williams really ran a nice game for you guys and throwing the ball, running the ball. But one guy that stood out to me that you put a lot on, and maybe a lot of people don't recognize, and that's your fullback, Fletcher Oddie. And where he goes, the ball goes, and then he can carry the rock as well, just a load to bring down. Just talk about the key and the type of offense you run to have a fullback like that.
Well, anybody that's been around, and especially you can get them to be my vintage when option was king, and if you couldn't stop an option game, you weren't going to last very long as a coach, knows that. It all starts with the fullback. If you can get the fullback going, at least be a threat where he can put you in second down and manageable, third and short. So we use this term all the time around here is we want to celebrate a 4-yard run. And knowing that if you put a string of those together, man, you always move the chains and you finish off the drive. And Fletcher's that guy. And also being a fullback, especially in an offense that features the quarterback run, one of the advantages of having your quarterback run, in theory, if you're reading somebody on the line of scrimmage and then you lead your fullback on somebody, you should have a helmet on every person. Right. And it's one of the few plays that allows you to do that. It's something that we believed in. Garrett is a very good option quarterback. His ride, pull, mesh is outstanding, and that helps that. And Fletcher's very much a part of that. Anytime very rarely are we lucky enough to get our fullback and quarterback coming back on the same year, 2 years in a row. So that aspect of our game was probably a little bit ahead of where it should be or needed, where it normally is at this time of the game. Fletch makes you move the chains. He does a good job of blocking at the point of attack. We ran a couple other fullbacks in there too that did a pretty good job as well. They're still not quite operating as quick as we would like, simply because it's mental overload. Sure. It's when we start playing fast and going, and like we were, the younger kids sometimes go the wrong way, block the wrong guy, that sort of thing. And we were definitely, we showed a lot of that, but we were fortunate in that we got everybody in the game. We got everybody in the game in the first half, and that's a luxury you don't get a lot of times as a coach.
We're talking with the head football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumpert, here on the Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics pregame show here on Paola Sports Live. We'll step away, take a quick break. We come back, we'll turn our attention to that defensive side of the football on Friday, how the Paola Panthers were able to hold a shutout against the Bonner Springs Braves, and then we'll talk a little bit about this week's matchup with the Spring Hill Broncos. All that and more still to come here on the pregame show on Paola Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible in dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
Welcome back to the Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics pregame show here on Paola Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we're continuing to talk with the football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumper. And Coach, defensively able to pitch a shutout, obviously, and it did look like Modern Springs just wasn't quite prepared to do what they wanted to do. But your defense certainly had something to talk about. That one guy that stood out, and I don't believe he started at that position, but he played quite a bit, and then had the pick six was Leighton Moore. And boy, he makes some really good tackles, got very good leverage. And boy, just kind of roamed that middle defense.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We were using him as a backup role for Isaac Brackner, the Mike linebacker, because Isaac's our starting guard, and we were just looking at ways to rest people, and we weren't quite sure going into game one. Anytime it's going to be really hot, and it's early in the year, what our conditioning level was at. And Leighton was a surprise. We knew that he had to fit. I'm pretty confident about his physical abilities. Mm-hmm. He's a big, strong kid that runs well, and he typically tackles with some force. But could he absorb, everything we needed to absorb defensively to understand what his role was, where his fits were? It just wasn't him. It was any kid we threw in there that hadn't played much in a game before. And remember, it doesn't sound like much, but we had that quarantine situation where about a week before the game, we changed our defense because we lost 6 starters. Right. And so for that Monday, Tuesday of that week, we were spending our time getting those guys ready. And then when the kids came back, we went back to what we normally were going to run. Mm-hmm. And it didn't help our intelligence. It confused the younger kids a little bit, after you've been working on the same thing for 2.5 weeks, and totally change it and then go back. So there was, I go back and I'm a linebacker coach. So I look very strongly at hesitance. Are they taking the proper steps? Are they taking false reads? And there was some doubt in our kids' mind, and it's not anybody's fault other than they just haven't had enough reps to react yet.
Yeah,
but yeah, he had a great game.
Yeah, and then that pick six, just a really nice play also. But so overall, pretty good performance. You mentioned briefly talking about Spring Hill. We'll turn our attention to them and the Broncos, and that was a nail biter down to the wire for those two teams there. And as you kind of look at them, they lost their quarterback, who was going to be the projected starter coming in, but got a new kid in there. It seemed like he ran the offense pretty well. As you kind of preparing for Spring Hill, what do you know of them, and what's it going to take for you guys to go to 2-0?
We respect that their skilled kids are good. Yeah, they've got kids that can hurt you. We blew some assignments last week that they'll ring it up. You make the same mistake in Spring Hill, they're going to light up scoreboard. So we know we've got to tighten that down. We're very impressed with their running back. We're very impressed with their slot, number 13, and their quarterback gets it done. I'm not a big guy on style points. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to, and he seemed to have the command of the game and looked like he very much belonged to being the starter. He didn't look like he was nervous or was too big a situation for him, and really performed really well. Pretty well, to be honest with you. It was more about Lewisburg just grinding the clock and not giving them a chance to get on the field, more so than their inability to move the ball. And he made a couple nice throws in the middle of the field at 13 that were really well executed, that were not defended poorly by any means. It was just a good pitch and catch, and Coach Feeback believes in his system, understands his system. I'm always scared of system guys, the guys that change every year. Sometimes it's a different deal, but he understands his system very well. So if you don't play it well, if you don't line up properly, etc., he's smart enough. He'll take advantage of it real quick.
It's a good example. We saw that when they played at Pittsburgh. That was a system deal. They just kind of overwhelmed them by executing better than the team they were playing, and sometimes that'll be the difference. This is one of those crazy broadcaster questions that I'm going to ask it anyways because it's in my head. But I'll be honest with you, I'm peeking around the corner to week 3 because that is going to be one of the bigger matchups in the state of Kansas, perhaps, if everybody stays undefeated. Any risk of that? Do you talk about that? Do you address it with your team about one game at a time and all that stuff?
Yeah, we really do focus one game at a time, but they got our attention when they put 700 yards off. I've been around a long time, and we've had a couple decent offensive teams. I don't ever remember 700 yards. And then that's also understanding of what type of program Bayshore is. Now, they may have graduated some kids, but that's been a solid program for a decade now since Coach Stahlbaumer's got there. Right. No, we try not to look down the road. Yes, to answer your question, it got our attention very, very much down here.
Well, we'll talk more about that for sure next week as we lead up to that matchup. But still got a really good Frontier League contest coming up this week. And, Coach, appreciate your time as always, and good luck this week against the Broncos.
Thank you. All right, man. Thank you. Bye.
Head football coach of the Paola Panthers, Mike Dumpert, joining us here on the pregame show. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Still to come. Keys of the game, starting lineup, opening kickoff from Spring Hill. The Panthers Broncos tonight on Paola Sports Live.
Everybody can make something because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
Back at here, Spring Hill High School, BJ Harris along with you as we get set for this Frontier League matchup, the Spring Hill Broncos welcoming in your Paola Panthers. Just a few minutes away from kickoff. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's contest. We will start with the Lewisburg. We'll start with Spring Hill. Where are we? Spring Hill. We'll start with Spring Hill and their starting lineup offensively. First, like we mentioned earlier, and I talked to Coach about him a little bit, lead by quarterback, number 11, Fletcher Pankey, a 5'11", 180-pound junior. Tailback, Dylan Lazenby, number 15, 5'9", 175-pound junior. Wide receiver will be number 19, Daniel Mitchell, 6'1", 165-pound junior. The other slot, Zach Knowlton, really good player, all-conference level player, 5'8", 155-pound junior. The fullback is Draven Pipkin, a 6', 200-pound sophomore. Young team for Spring Hill. Up front, the center will be Carson Steer, 5'11", 225. Guard, Clayton Flaming, a 5'11", 215-pound senior. Other guard will be Britton Thompson, 5'10", 160-pound senior. Right tackle is Adrian Palmer, 6'2", 220, a junior. And the left tackle, Denver Gardner, an all-conference level player, 6'3", 275, and a senior. He'll be number 78 on your roster. The Broncos are, of course, coached by Jason Feeback. For the Paola Panthers starting lineup, we'll do their offense as well. Quarterback, Garrett Williams, a 6', 185-pound senior. The tailback is Giovanni Blackie. Really good ball game the other night to get things started. 5'9", 190-pound junior. The other fullback, Fletcher Oddie, a 5'9", 190-pound senior. The tight end is Jake Carr, 6'2", 185, and a tight end and DN. And since I mentioned it with the Broncos, I'll mention with the Panthers, who's conference level players. Everybody I've mentioned so far, conference level players. That's how good the Panthers are right now. Also for them, wide receiver Bo Robinson, 6'4", 70-pound senior. Wingback Brock Pitzer, 6 foot 195 and a senior. The offensive line for the Panthers, the centers, Cody Hendrickson, 6 foot 195 and a junior. Left guard, Demarius Bassett, really good player, 6'2", 225 and a senior. Right guard is Isaac Brackner, 5'9", 195-pound senior. Also dabbles in the defense as well a little bit. And right tackle is Alan Puser, 6 foot 200 and a senior. And the left tackle is Carter Stanchfield, 6'3", 255. He's a very good football player as well. Paola, really good. Doing the coin toss right now a little bit. As I believe it looks like Spring Hill won the toss. They are going to elect to defer to the second half. And so that means the Paola offense will be on the field to get things started here. Gorgeous night here in Spring Hill. It is overcast, certainly, and has been rainy pretty much all week, but I believe the rain has gone away for the evening. We should have a very good night for some high school football. It feels like fall. It feels like football weather, and that usually gets these boys feeling a little froggy, and hopefully that allows for some good hitting and some good competition here tonight. As the opening kickoff approaches, it's brought to you by Hers Incorporated right here in Spring Hill, your area Bobcat mower dealer. Kick off next year's mowing season with a great Bobcat mower. They are really nice. I went up and checked them out, and I really, really, really want one, but you should go check them out as well. Or you can take your mower in for a full tune-up. They work on all types of small engines. They can get it done in there on a small engine repair. Just go check it out. Hers also has you covered when it comes to hydraulic hoses and cylinder repair. To learn more, go to hersinc.net or call 913-247-3530. Before you drive past, if you're down in Paola area, before you drive past Spring Hill to go up into the city for small engine repair, to look at a lawnmower or whatever, stop into Spring Hill and check out Hers right there, just right off Webster. Kind of in the center part of town, and go check them out. They are really cool people and do a nice job. So it'll be Paola taking things over offensively to begin things in this ball game. Back deep to receive for the Panthers, Isaac Myers and Giovanni Blackie are back deep. Both their heels about on their goal line. Kicking it off here for the Broncos will be Jackson Rainforth, senior kicker. Bear Gardner was a kicker a year ago, a really good kicker for Spring Hill. And Rainforest got some room to grow. Now a little confusion in the backfield. They do get it, pull it around, and it's going to be a good return. They kind of stole it away, did Carson Cleghorn, but stole it away from Myers, but decided to get a pretty good return, and that's where they'll start as Paola will begin this ball game at their own 33-yard line.
Ball spotted at the Panther 33, 1st and 10.
And that's where we'll see this run-heavy offense, but they can pass a little bit, and they'll fool you. Everybody bunched in. We didn't really see a set like this much last week. Everybody bunched on the right side. They'll run that way, basically student body right. Toss to Audie on the right side, a big run outside across midfield. It's going to be a gain of 17. They're going to get him right at midfield, so 16 yards on the carry on the run by Fletcher Audie. And that's stone-cold student body right there. As they had everybody over there, the same formation here. There are 5 extra people on the right side of the ball that normally aren't there. Now they'll send it back this direction. They'll go opposite of the weight, and it's another big hole up front for Audie. Audie going to have a gain of 11.
On the carry, 25.
And back-to-back carries over 10. Remember, I mentioned in the open, but
1st and 10 Panthers.
Paola averaged more than 10 yards a run. More than 10 yards a run last week. Turn, handoff, Blackie's first carry. It's a big hole. Cuts back against the grain across the 20. Up near the 15-yard line. It's another big gainer there for Giovanni Blackie. It's going to be a gain of about 22 yards on the run by Blackie. And just gashing right now Spring Hill to start things here. They've stayed in that formation. There's bunch set to the right side. Both wide receivers are tight to that right side. They look to the line of scrimmage, or look to the sideline, rather, for the call. There's also a wing on that right side. Now they'll go I formation. The deep back is Blackie. They'll hand off first guy through Audie. Big hole. And modest gain this time. Their shortest gain of the ball game, a 5-yard pickup on the run by Audie. Quick to the line of scrimmage. It's short. 6 or long 5, however you want to look at it. Hard count. And got him going. Boy, we saw that quite a few times the other night as well.
Dead ball offsides against the Broncos.
So that was just a little bit short of a first down. So bring up second down.
7-yard line.
Second down and very short here. Same formation. Garrett Williams under center. Turn handoff Blackie. Big hole. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Panthers. Just a dominant drive right there. 8-yard run by Giovanni Blackie. And they stayed in that same formation. And just ran it right at the Broncos. 10:24 to go first quarter, 6-0. PAT forthcoming. They were perfect on these last week as well. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 10:24 to play first quarter. Panthers strike first on the opening drive. 7-0. We're back at 30. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast. Priced right. With plans starting at $34.95. No throttling. No tricks. More upload speed. And the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley. It just works.
Here we go. Panthers going to kick it away for Spring Hill. That'll skip it about the 17-yard line. Far side return. Middle return, now coming back against the grain. Nice little pick up there on a nice carry. These numbers. For 19, Daniel Mitchell on that carry. Purple jerseys with basically purple numbers. That's usually ill-advised. I think it might be black. I don't know. There is a nice gold outline, thank goodness. Other than that, ugh. I swear, every AD out there, if you catch this, please consult a broadcaster before you order jerseys. Just saying. I'll tell Gary Howard about that, and from Spring Hill in just a little while when I see him. But it'll be first down and 10 though for Spring Hill. I better stop talking before I get myself in trouble. They'll start at their own 34-yard line to start this drive. Pankey, straight drop, letting it fly, a little bit up in the air. It's going to be a jump ball, intercepted. Right there, intercepted by the Panthers, picked out of the air by Nick Walker, 6'2", 270-pound senior. He was tested a few times last week. He played well on that last week. And now first play, a pass, INT. And Paola's going to have very good field position here with 10-11 to go in the first quarter, as they will start just in their own territory at the 47-yard line. Turn. Quarterback keeper this time for Williams, just trying to pick his way. He's hit nice, solid tackle there by Spring Hill. But it's still a positive play. Gain of, say, 3 on the play to bring up second down. Now they'll give him 4. On the carry. Gain of 4 to bring up second down and 6 just inside Spring Hill territory. Williams looks to the sideline. One wide receiver near side. That'll be Robinson. Wing to the near side. One man in the backfield. Audie, quick hitter, breaks the first tackle, across the 40, up near the 32 or 37-yard line. And that's going to be about a 13-yard pickup. On that carry by Audie. It'll be another first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line. Williams will settle under center. Keep it himself. A little bit of maybe busted play. Really nice play up front. as penetration there by Spring Hill. First contact, first penetration, Hayden Hoover, 5'11", 200-pound junior. And he's got his work cut out for him. He's going right against Carter Stanchfield. And that time, I think Hoover may have won that one. Straight drop, quick out to Robinson, makes the catch across the 30. Trying to make one man miss, cannot do it. He does get it up there. It's a gain of about 8 on the pitch and catch. And the first complete pass of the ball game for Garrett Williams, a gain of about 8 yards. Going to bring up a third down, first third down of the ball game as well for
3rd and 3 for the Panthers. Spring Hill, 30
for the Panthers. Right at the 30, just across the 30-yard line is where the ball sits. Williams under center. Down the line it goes. Turn, handoff. It's a first down and more. Good hard carry. Breaking tackles and dragging defenders inside the 10-yard line. He was running so hard the official about 14 yards away fell down even. What a carry there. What a hard run by Brock Pitzer. His first touch of the ball game is a good one, as that is a 21-yard pickup on the carry by Pitzer. First and goal at the 8. Wide receiver near side, Robinson. Turn, option, keeper, Williams. Sliding down at about the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the carry by Williams. Panthers' first drive went 6 plays, 67 yards. Capped off an 8-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie. And then Garrett Williams finishes this one off on a quarterback sneak. I was looking at other stuff. They got the line and ran it. And it's a 1-yard run and a touchdown by Garrett Williams to add to the lead here with a point after attempt forthcoming. 7:45 to go first quarter. That started with an interception. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up, and it's good. 14-0. Not even midway through the first quarter. We're back at 30. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible in dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
There we go. Panthers getting ready to kick back off to the Broncos after another impressive drive, another short little kick. Be fielded at about the 28-yard line. And dragging would-be tacklers. About a 13-yard, 14-yard return on the carry by the big dude for Spring Hill, Draven Pipkin. And that's where they'll start. Will Spring Hill, their best field position of this ball game, but their very first play, they've only had one play of offense. It was interception. They'd like to have something positive go here. Completely different styles for sure. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side here for the Broncos. Send a man in motion. That's Knowlton. Turn, handoff. Lazenby. He try to pick his way through, and he'll come up short of the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 3 yards. On the carry by Lazenby.
Second down and 6 for the Broncos. Their own 45.
It'll be second down and 6 for Spring Hill. Wide receiver far side, 3 to the near side, I formation. Turn, handoff, Lazenby again, trying to find a hole, and just a lot of trash back there. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And
Jackson Earlywine. Third and 6 for the Broncos at their own 45.
Straight drop, now flushed. Is Pinky just trying to make something happen. Trying to get a first down, he does. Nice play there by them.
On the carry, number 11, Fletcher Pankey. Tackle made by number 10, Garrett Williams. First and 10 Broncos, the Paola 48.
So a first down for Spring Hill. So first down and 10 for Spring Hill just across midfield. And there's a carry by Knowlton trying to catch the corner. He does across the 40, across the 35. It's a 15-yard pickup for Knowlton. And it will give them another first down on the run. Little speed reverse to Knowlton. He's got some wheels on him. 15-yard pickup, biggest play of the ball game so far for Spring Hill. 5:41 to go, first quarter, 14-0 already. Paola taking advantage of an interception. Fake that end around. Keeper by Pinky, stroked. Coming in hard was Carr. Jake Carr, 6'2", 185. He is a very good player and looks the part. He has a collegiate frame, so to speak. He's a kind of DN, 6'2", 185 that colleges would love to get a hold of. And a little bit of speed as well coming off that far side. In fact, that entire defensive line is just pretty good. It's no gain on the play. Here's a pass by Pankey, now flushed, tackled, brought down, and a late hit. That's going to be a bad decision. A very good play by Audie and a very silly mistake by Jack Earlywine as he was coming in and, I don't know, probably had enough at least to bail over the top of the pile. It's hard to stop your momentum going forward, but it is going to be a free play or a big play from a penalty side against Paola, and it will give the Broncos another first down. It should.
First and 10 for the Broncos.
As it'll move the ball all the way up to the 23-yard line. And best opportunity, Spring Hill, if you're thinking here, you got to take advantage of this opportunity. Paola's not going to give you very many of these. We saw Bonner Springs get down deep one time last week, and they shut the door on that. Here's a handoff, Lazenby trying to pick his way through across the 15, up near the 14-yard line. Another big chunk play there. Nearly 10 yards on the run by Lazenby. And if you listen to our interview in our pregame show, you heard Coach talk about Lazenby. Coach Dumpert said, hey, he's a guy we got to keep an eye on for sure. And now they've got second down and 1. This is a situation offensively. If you're Spring Hill, maybe you take a shot here at the back of the end zone. Well, if you had a tall tight end, you'd certainly throw one to the corner. I don't know if they've got that. They do have a little bit of height out there on that edge. Wide receiver Daniel Mitchell, 6'1", 165, can jump a little bit, basketball player. Three wide receivers far side. Turn, handoff, Lazenby, going to be conservative. Trying to get the first down. He spins off one would-be tackle. I think he's got it on second effort. And they run a lot on that left side behind Denver Gardner. 6'3", 275, pretty good offensive lineman. And it's going to be just enough. Should be. Nope, they're going to call for a measurement. Well, that looks a long ways away, but, man, it looks like it. Angles are weird, perhaps. Pretty good bounce back, really, for Spring Hill. So they'll take a measurement here. And it's going to be enough. See, I told you I could call it from this far away. Come on, man. Lucky guess, perhaps. So that'll move the chains for the Broncos. 3:33 to go first quarter, 14-0. Bales had a couple of nice drives, really grinding it on the ground and taking advantage of it. Had an interception on the very first play from scrimmage to their defense, and then now Spring Hill's best opportunity offensively, now and maybe ever. And a whistle, perhaps a timeout. And it is, I believe, going to be a timeout by Spring Hill. Timeout, we'll take it. We're back in one. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Spring Hill has it first down and 10 inside the 15-yard line, up to about the 13. Pankey, turn, handoff. Lazenby trying to pick his way, trying to run away, being chased the entire time by Earlywine. And it's going to be a short gain. Or no gain on the run.
2nd and 10 for the Broncos. Paola, 13-yard line.
By Lazenby. It's been a long drive. Had a good big end-around play to Zach Knowlton. And then a late hit that really gave him the best opportunity here. But 2nd down and 10 at the 13. This is when that Paola defense has gotten pretty tough. Second down and 10. Rolling, looking. Pankey had a guy. There he is. A little bit behind him. If he throws that ball out in front, that's a touchdown. A good break for Paola. It was getting your hand in there and sticking it out. The guy that had interception, Nick Walker, but I believe also Pitzer was in coverage. That was actually Pitzer stuck his hand in there and knocked that ball out. But if that ball is where it needs to be, that's a touchdown. Got to put that out in front, lead your guy, run, let him run into it. Instead, it goes behind that, gives Pitzer an opportunity to put his hand on it. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for Spring Hill. One wide receiver near side. Bunched tight to the line of scrimmage on the left side. Now they'll flip Knowlton to the near side. And they'll balance things out here. And another timeout. Boy, Spring Hill a little bit out of sorts. Trying to get things sorted out. And they call a timeout with 2:19 to play here in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here. Paola took the opening drive down the field and punched it on an 8-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie. Very first play from scrimmage for Spring Hill, an interception by Nick Walker. And then Paola took it, and they went 7 plays and went 53 yards in 7 plays, capped off on a 1-yard plunge by Garrett Williams with 7:45 to play in the first quarter. And now Spring Hill has been marching in this one. Talk about more of this at the halftime, but Lewisburg is at Tonganoxie tonight. Tonganoxie 62-28 at Baser Linwood. They had over 700 yards of offense Again, Paola plays them next week. You'll be able to watch that right here. Bonner is at Shawnee Heights. Baldwin's at Ottawa. Casey Piper is at Lansing in the Frontier League. 3rd down and 10 here for Spring Hill. Looking left. Now he's going to throw to the middle. He's got Knowlton trying to make something happen. Ducks under one would-be tackle. He's going to get a decent gain of about 6 yards, maybe 5 yards on the play. And it will bring up a 4th down and 5. Boy, I think a year ago, Spring Hill kicks a field goal here with Bear Gardner. But I'm not sure if they have that same faith in Jackson Rainforth.
4th and 5 for the Broncos.
And so a 4th down. And part of this, too, I think at this point in the ball game, you're like, well, we're way down in here. Take a shot. If you don't trust your kicking game, very least you're going to make them drive 90 yards. Now, your defense hasn't proved to be able to stop it at all. But here's Pankey. Straight drop. Flings it out. He's got a man. Can he make the catch? He cannot. And that was intended for Lazenby on a little fling out there, and it turned it over on downs. And
Panthers at their own 8-yard line.
They ran over 6 minutes off the clock. Ran it down from 7:45 to a minute 26, but it will stay 14-0 as Paola will take over 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. 8-yard line, rather. Own 8-yard line with a minute 26 to go, 1st quarter. Toss sweep, far side, Blackie. He's going to be tripped up, just barely gets across the 10-yard line. That doesn't make a tackle right there. Then it's probably going to be a much bigger gain. Those numbers are atrocious. Cannot tell. I think it was Jacob Hooker on that tackle for Spring Hill. It's a gain of about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 8. Williams will flip Giovanni back to the tailback. Audie's the fullback. Wide receiver near side, Robinson. Wing back to the far side, Pitzer. Williams will settle under center. Turn, handoff, Blackie, contact, breaks through it. Does not get knocked down. A big gain there again, as it's going to be a gain of about 11 or 12 yards.
Number 33, Chase Wilm. 1st and 10 Panthers.
And
their own 22-yard line.
That'll move the chains. They're getting a big hurry. 35 seconds to go, 1st quarter, but it's effective, that's for sure. Blackie will go in motion. Turn, handoff, Audie, and he is kind of bottled up by Mess down low. And it'll be another tackle by Hooker, who goes low to get the feet. And that's something, if you're watching film, if you're preparing, Spring Hill's preparing for Paola, you say go low. Hit him low, because if you hit him high, we've already seen that 11-yard run a moment ago by Blackie. He bounced right off a high tackle. Williams, pump fake, double move, throwing it up for Robinson. Going to be, you have to climb it. Good coverage downfield by Spring Hill. Brandon Larson in coverage, knocks that one out. Maybe left it a little shorter than he wanted to, intended for Robinson. And it will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Number 12, Randy Larson.
And that's the end of the 1st quarter. After 14-0, Paola, we're back in 1 minute. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Whoa.
Welcome back out here, Spring Hill High School. B.J. Harris getting set for the second quarter. And on 3rd down and 7, they're trying to get it. They do. Blackie busts out. Down the field he goes. And it's going to be a big touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie, as he is going to take that one on a 3rd down and 7. Probably the best opportunity Spring Hill has had to stop him. And he takes it a long, long way. 70-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie. And he had a 65-yarder last week, or an 85-yarder rather last week, I believe. And a big one here to add to the lead. And he'll try to tack on a point after attempt. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way, and it is good. And boy, they made quick work there. First play of the second quarter. And it ends with a touchdown run of 70-plus yards for Giovanni Blackie. And with 11:45 to play in the first half, Spring Hill or Paola all over Spring Hill, 21-0. We're back in 30 seconds.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
And here comes Paola, kicking it off. Kick it down deep. Good return up the middle by Spring Hill. They'll have another good field position here across the 40. Daniel Mitchell on the return for Spring Hill. They'll start at their own 41-yard line. 11:39 to play in this first half. Actually put it at the 42. It was a good kick for Paola. Johnny Blackie, 2 touchdowns already on the night here in this second quarter. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Spring Hill from the 42. Turn, handoff, Lazenby. And it'll be a gain of a couple. Up just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll give him 2 on the carry. Lazenby had a few pretty good runs and plays in that last drive, and Spring Hill marched it down the field. They had to help out a little bit. Well, they had good field position at the 41, but they also had to help out on a late hit that got them down deep inside the red zone, but could not convert on 4 plays and turn it over on downs. And now back on offense here. 2nd down and 7. Officially. 2 men in the backfield with Pankey. Turn, handoff. And that's Pipkin, the fullback. And he goes up for a gain of 2. On the run by Pipkin. And it will bring up a 3rd down and 4 yards here for Spring Hill. Coach evaluated it pretty well. He said Spring Hill's a better football team than what they saw last week in Bonner Springs. I think that's pretty obvious already. It's not a complete blowout. Last week at this time, you could tell it was probably going to get ugly, and it was nearly 50 points lead at halftime. But there is a little confusion from Spring Hill. You've seen a little bit of the youth. I mentioned a lot of juniors and some sophomores. Pipkin was the guy that was confused, and he was a sophomore. Here's a throw by Pinky. He's got his man, and a first down across the 45 inside Panther territory up near the 41-yard line. And that is going to be a 11, 12-yard pickup on the pass. And I believe that reception was by Crotchet. And it'll move the chains. It'll put him inside Panther territory. First down and 10 from the Panther 41. Pankey about 5 yards deep. Turn, handoff, Lazenby. Pressure coming, spins off one would-be tackler. Now there's just too many people there. First guy there for Paola to cause disruption, Demarius Bassett. And now a penalty going to be called, I believe, on Paola, perhaps something after the fact. And possibly a little bit of a jawing, and it is unsportsmanlike penalty against the Panthers. Coach Dumpert will not appreciate nor tolerate as he starts to look for somebody to substitute for somebody. You don't want to speculate as to who is in trouble for that, but a lot of times you can find a coach and find who he's discussing it with, but that didn't happen here. One wide receiver far side, two to the near side. Watch Knowlton. He's that slot to the near side. Pankey with Lazenby to his right. He'll send Knowlton in motion. Think about handing it. Now they're passing. Now pressure. Going to keep it. Pankey going to run it up the middle. Good run across, and a quarterback scramble for Pankey is going to be a gain of 15 on the play on the run. And Pankey has the Broncos knocking on the door once again down inside Panther territory. Can see if that Panther defense can step up here. Bend but don't break is the adage. That was just a quarterback scramble there. Pankey again, that short set, turn. Going to keep it again himself, pulls it across the 10-5, looking for the goal line, touchdown. Broncos, that was a nice drive really by them. That's going to be an 11-yard run by Fletcher Pankey. And he did it on that last play, and he follows it up with another good read on that zone. Pulled that ball out and ran it in. And with 8:53 to play in the second quarter, the point after attempt forthcoming. Snaps back, kind of a misheld ball, and then kicked it right into him. It's going to fall and not be any good. So the score will remain 21-6. Spring Hill bounces back after giving up 21 unanswered. They do answer. We'll talk about it when we return on Paola Sports Live.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast. Affordable with plans starting at just $34.95. No throttling, no tricks. More upload speed and the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley, it just works.
Rainforth going to kick it away. Paola, just their grind it style is not really a lot of fear. I mean, that was a big, nice drive. They did a few things, good pass completion for Spring Hill, but Paola controls the clock so well, and they're just so dominant right now that not a lot of concern perhaps by giving up that score, but maybe some confidence for Paola. Here's a return by Myers. Near side, good block out there. Somebody went and found the backside, but not much. Good coverage by Spring Hill. It'll be probably some of the worst field position of the ball game for Paola, as they will start inside the 20, as they will place that ball for play at the 19-yard line. 8:47 to play in the opening half, first half of this football game. 21-6 your score. First down and 10 here for Paola. Wing to that far side is Pitzer. Fullback Audie, tailback Blackie. And Robinson, the wide receiver. Tight end near side is Carr. Williams, under center, turn, handoff, Blackie, another big hole, another hard hitting hole. Man, he just hits the hole with such force. It's going to be a gain of 5. But he has put on a show. 2 touchdowns, one of them 70-plus yards on that last score that they had. And a hard count by Williams. They don't jump off sides. It's kind of a 3-man front, but they walk up both ends, both outside linebackers. It's a 5-man front against the Panthers right now. And somebody jumped off sides, I do believe, for Paola. They were in that stance for a long time. I saw all this coming back in the day. Pittsburgh State was one of the first to kind of in the area to kind of go to line of scrimmage, get in your stance, pop up and look for the sideline. And I've always thought as an offensive lineman, I hated just sitting there in your stance for a long time. It's tough. And then eventually you're going to jump off sides. And that one just seemed like it took a long time. First row miscue, though, by Paola offensively, as it will back them up 5 to bring up second down and 9 for the Panthers. Send a man in motion. That's Pitzer. Going left. Handoff. Blackie breaks through one tackle. He gets back all the penalty yards and then some. Going to be just shy of a first down, though, on an 8-yard carry. And it'll be third down and 1. Back quickly to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback keeper. Woo, Williams. It's going to be close. I think he did get enough.
On the sneak, number 10, Garrett Williams.
They've done a nice job bottling that up inside. Andrew Campbell, one of the guys up front for Spring Hill. And I don't think they got a real favorable spot, but I think it's enough of a one to move the chains just barely. And it will be a 1-yard pickup by Williams. Will move the chains. 7:33 to go, first half. They'll wind the clock. I mean, they've just taken a ton of time, get plays in now. Coach going to have to take timeout. Timeout on the field, we'll take it. 7:17 to play in the second quarter, 21-6. Panthers with the football, and we return on Paola Sports Live.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
(21-6), 7:17 to play. BJ Harris along with you. Corinne Harris running camera for us tonight. First down and 10 for Paola. Or excuse me, Paola has picked up a first down on. They've only had a couple of third downs all night, and that was one a moment ago. Send Pitzer in motion. Turn, handoff. Nope, pass. Boy, they got me. Play action, and down the field it goes. Very good coverage for Spring Hill. Zach Knowlton, I believe, or Lazenby, or none of them. 25, Cody Powell, not 15. I'm going to take a little bit of blame. My eyesight's not the best, but those numbers are tough for me, especially far away. Pretty good coverage. I would say if there's a place that Spring Hill probably has a little bit of an advantage or at least can match up, it's in the secondary against the Panther passing attack. I would say that's a place where they can feel okay. It's just the run stopping is going to be a challenge against Paola. Turn handoff, Exhibit A for Javani Blackie. Breaking tackle still. What a man running the football right now. That is a 23-yard pickup, just picking his way through on that one. And I will figure it up, try to figure it up at halftime, but I think he's over 100, close to 100. Well, he already is over 100 yards because he had a 70-yard run. But even without that one, he's just had some big gashes. Now inside Bronco territory. Turn, pass again, play action. Fling it out there to Pitzer. Pitzer's got it, and a gain of 10 yards, maybe 11, a first down. As he gets across the 40, they'll call it a 10-yard pickup. It's going to be close to a first down. Now they're going to have to bring in the sticks and measure it.
Official timeout for measurement.
6:37 to play in the first half, 21-6. Panthers scored 21 unanswered. And then the Broncos did respond to get some points on the board. Don't forget, join us again next week as we head back to friendly confines of Paola Panther Stadium and welcome to the Tonganoxie Chieftains. Check out our Facebook page, Paola Sports Live. We're on YouTube and see our schedule as well. I believe we have volleyball coming up this week as well, coverage. Try to find that at halftime as well. Wing to the near side, wing to the far side. Hard count, see what the defense is going to do. Settle back in. Audie, the only man in the backfield. Straight drop, lets it fly, throwing it to the corner. He wants Walker. Does he have him? Ooh, just over his shoulder. Oh, that was Robinson, rather, on that far side. And now a penalty flag comes in, and that's after the fact, so that's probably some shenanigans. And we'll see what the official says, but that was well after the play, so it wasn't pass interference or anything. It was somebody saying something they weren't supposed to say, I think, after the fact. Whitehat will come over here and explain to us what the deal was. Another unsportsmanlike penalty. This time it's against Spring Hill. The only other guy there was Larson, the guy in coverage, or Cody Powell, rather, I believe, in coverage. And Zach Knowlton comes over and says, hey, dial it in. You can't say that stuff. And it's going to be a big game. You cannot can't give Paola free yardage like that. 15 yards is a big deal whenever you're just pounding the rock in there. And it will be 1st and 10 for Paola. Split back. Turn. Handoff. Audie. Big hole. Up across the 15. And it's a gain of 7. And another penalty flag after the fact. This was not part of the play. Again. And there's just lack of a little bit of focus here from both these teams. Lack of discipline with the jawing, perhaps. Another personal foul. This was not unsportsmanlike, so I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it's against Paola, and so it's going to back them up 15 yards. So what was a nice run on first down is now going to bring up a second down a long way. 17. 2nd and 17.
Ball spotted back at the Spring Hill 30. 2nd and 17.
Wide receiver far side. Tight end near side as well. 2 men in the backfield. Turn, handoff. Audie, big hole again. Back up across the 20. He's going to get 10 yards on that one. Just a quick hitter on the run. On the run by Audie.
Ball spotted Spring Hill 20-yard line.
So now officials will stop play for equipment. They'll get a sub in. We're just going to run him off. As Denver Gardner will check into the ball game and replace Andrew Campbell. 3rd down and 8 here for Paola.
Spring Hill 20.
5:33 and counting in the first half. Williams will look to the sideline. Just verbally, I heard the coach call in the play to him. Turn, handoff, Audie. That's a good one. You could probably just say hand it to 25. I don't know if that's what the play call was. It probably wasn't. It was probably something fancy, but he probably could have just said turn and hand it to 25. That's a 13-yard pickup on that one, and they just can't stop that inside run right now. Spring Hill is on their heels, skates up front, and it will move them inside the 10-yard, first and goal at the 8-yard line. 11th play of this drive. Turn, handoff, Audie again. Backside going forward across the 5 up to about the 4-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 on first and goal. And it'll be second down and goal. 21-6, 4:47 to play in the second quarter. Turn, handoff. Audie trying to dig his way into there. He cannot. He's going to be held out short up to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of 2. And it'll be third down and goal now from the 2-yard line.
Third and goal for the Panthers at the 2-yard line.
One wide receiver far side. In the backfield will be Pitzer and Audie. Blackie has not been in there a lot this drive since early in the drive. He had a 23-yard pickup at one point in this drive. Turn, handoff, again. He's going to be close. I don't think he got in. I think that was Audie again. I think it's going to be a carry of 1 yard. It'll bring up a fourth and goal at the 1, and I'm pretty confident they'll go for this one. Fourth down and goal at the 1-yard line. Williams going to keep it himself and just pop in there easily. When you run it, just dive, dive, dive. That quarterback keep is going to be wide open, and boy, was it ever. A 1-yard run by Garrett Williams. He only had a couple of carries on that drive. One was the 1-yard touchdown run by Garrett Williams. And he caps off that long drive, 3:32 mark. Point after, though, is blocked partially. I think it's a big, tall guy. That's a low kick. And Spring Hill's got a pretty tall guy coming off the field. 74 is not on my roster, but he's got some height to him. But Paola does add to the lead, 27-6. We're back in 30 seconds on Paola Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
Come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call us at
913-247-3530.
Paola Panthers, 14 plays, 81 yards, take 5:15 off the clock, cap it off on a 1-yard touchdown run by Garrett Williams. They'll kick it away back to Spring Hill, who have had pretty good success in the return game. I would say penalty flag going to come in on that one as he returns it up across the 35. I would say in these first couple of ball games, the kickoff coverage might be the one area of improvement that Paola could probably talk about. Bonner Springs had some good returns on them, and Spring Hill's had some pretty good returns on them as well here tonight. It's a block below the waist against Spring Hill. So after having to cross the 35 up to the 36, this is going to be backed up 15 yards. And so Spring Hill is not going to have as good field position as they thought they were going to have. So back them up quite a ways. Again, gorgeous night for some high school football. Clouds have set in, but it's been cool and nice, and the rain went away for a little while. We'll take it. All the way back to the 25-yard line. First and 10 at the 25. Turn, handoff, Lazenby gets a little actual help from the tackler. Audie gets in behind him, goes to tackle him, and pushes him forward for about 3 yards. Audie would have been better off just not to be involved than him just eventually going down, but gets in there and pushes him forward. Give him a little credit on that one. Audie had a bunch of runs on the last drive. At one point, he had 5 in a row. And he essentially give him another one here. We'll give him a gain of 4 on the carry by Lazenby. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Pankey, handoff, Knowlton, trying to catch that edge. All he's got to do is turn it. But, man, I'm telling you what, Zach Knowlton is fast. Jake Carr is big and fast, and he tracked him down. Jake Carr, 6'2", 185. Zach Knowlton, 5'8", 155, and Carr tracked him down from behind down the line of scrimmage. That was pretty awesome. And that's one coaches will go back and watch on film and go, wow. Caught from behind. And it will be just a modest game on the carry by Knowlton. 3rd down and 4. Straight drop, Pankey. Pressure coming. Gobbled up. Gobbled up backwards by Daquan Rogers. The first guy there, along with a host of others. Bassett in there as well. And Paola going to take a timeout, preserve some of this time after it's most likely a punting situation as they're looking at 4th and 10. And they're going to try to get the ball back. And they have plenty of time to run their full offense. 1:49 to play. They'll get the ball back with not 1:45 or a little less, but not as explosive and dominant of a performance, but a better team they're playing, certainly from a matchup perspective. And Spring Hill's had that one good drive against the defense that was legit. That's the first score the defense has given up this season. And Spring Hill's going to come on to punt it away. Back to punt is Cody Powell. I believe. And back to return for Paola's Robinson. No, 16 rather. It's Ryan Sloan. Powell get a boot into it. Decent kick. It's going to hit and not do much. Now finally will take a little bit of a Spring Hill roll, but that'll put it down just beyond the 40, up to about the 42-yard line.
41-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
And so that's where Paola will start this drive, which is likely the final drive of this first half. Halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll recap this first half. Walk you around the area, try to find some area scores to update you with. Still a little surreal to be out here on a Friday night, and there are a lot of places in the world that are not. But we are very fortunate to be able to be out here and broadcast this game and see these kids play. Williams going to try to throw it back against the grain. He throws it up for Robinson, makes the catch. It breaks the tackle across the 45, up near the 30. That was a nifty little play there. Everything was going to the left, and then he came back and hooked him up. It's a gain of about 34 yards.
1st and 10 Panthers, Spring Hill 29.
To Robinson. Bo Robinson, the 6'4", 170-pound senior wide receiver, made a guy miss as well. It was going to be about a 20-yard pickup anyway, but he tacked on a couple on the end of that. More than a couple, and now they're in business here at the 29-yard line. Turn, handoff, Blackie picking his way through there across the 30, up near the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 4. On the carry by Giovanni Blackie. And they just come out. Audie's the fullback, Blackie the tailback. And that last drive, Audie had 5 carries in a row at one point. Blackie had a 23-yard pickup. Now here's Williams looking to pass, throwing it right down the middle. He wants Pitzer, touchdown. Panthers, a little seam pass right down the gut, right down Broadway. A pickup of 24 yards on the pitch and catch. Or a touchdown of 24 yards on the pitch and catch from Garrett Williams to Brock Pitzer. And Pitzer had a touchdown reception last week, and he has another one here of 24 yards. And they'll try to get the point after situation squared away. They missed the last one. This one is up, and it is good. And so with 45 seconds remaining in the first half, Paola tacks on. That's what good teams will do. They'll take a short time and get you a score right before halftime. And 34-6 your score. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Panther football.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Thirty-four to 6. Paola kicking it away. Gonna pop this one on the ground, and Powell will fall on top of it across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. And so with 44 seconds, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Feeback decides to do here.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
With only 44 seconds, does he take a chance here? He's got relatively good field position at their own 36-yard line, but not a lot of time. They do have some guys who can stretch the field a little bit. There's Pankey. Thought about pulling it, I think. He ends up getting pulled out of his hands kind of by Pipkin. It's going to be a modest gain. That tells you what you need to know about what he's planning on doing here to end this first half. I don't think he's going to take any chances here.
2nd and 8 for the Broncos at their own 38.
Sometimes you do that to lull them to sleep, though. You don't want to leave any time on the clock, so you try to get one big play here as the clock winds down. 3 seconds on it, 2. They will get the snap off, but nope, they're just going to run this one out, and we're at halftime.
On the carry, number 15, Dylan Lazenby.
15, Lazenby gets a yard, and that's the end of the first half. At the end of one half of football, it has been all Paola, 34-6 your score. We'll come back and talk about it when we return on the halftime show. Right here on your new home for Panther Athletics, Paola Sports Live.
Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net.
Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible in dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
How do you see the world?
Ha! At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into everyday miracles! Like riding my bike. Breaking boards! Ha! Hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, call or go online now.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
What would happen if I...
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Spring Hill dance team out there entertaining the masses here at Spring Hill High School. BJ Harris along with you as we're halftime of this one. Let's take a look back at that first half as it is right now 34-6 at the halftime break. Paola all over Spring Hill. Paola would start the game with the football, so Spring Hill will get it going out of the locker room, but Paola takes and makes quick work of that first drive. They go down in a little over a minute. Started throwing 33 yard lines. It's capped off on a 8-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie with 10:24 to play. It was 7-0. Spring Hill would start at their own 34-yard line. First play from scrimmage, an interception by Nick Walker for the Panthers. The interception gave it back to Paola, and they would start at their own 47. Very good field position, and they would go 7 plays, 53 yards, capped off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Garrett Williams. With 7:45 to play in the first quarter, it was 14-0. Spring Hill would start at their own 41-yard line, have a pretty good drive. They were helped out by a late hit and a mistake by Paola. They get it down deep. They had an opportunity on a 1st and goal, and it could not. I don't know if they ever got within the goal. They were close, though, but ended up coming up short and turning it over on downs with 1:26 to play in the first quarter. Paola would take it at their own 8-yard line. And a 70-yard run by Giovanni Blackie, 3 plays into that drive, would add to their lead. And so that was the very first play of the second quarter. And so with 11:45 to play in the first half, it's 21-0 Paola. Spring Hill, to their credit, does answer back. They start their own 42-yard line with 11:39 to go in the first half. They would be benefited by another unsportsmanlike penalty by Paola, but a 12-yard pitch and catch was a big one, a 15-yard run for Spring Hill by their quarterback, Fletcher Pankey, and then an 11-yard touchdown run by Pankey capped it off with 8:53 to play in the first half. It was 21-6. Paola would take over, and this was a dominant drive. 14 plays, 81 yards, took 5 minutes and 15 seconds off the first half clock, and capped off on a 1-yard touchdown run by Garrett Williams. But in that drive, a 23-yard run by Giovanni Blackie, a 10-yard pitch and catch to Pitzer. Pitzer would come up in just a moment as well. And a 5 runs in a row by Audie, and it was eventually capped off on that 1-yard plunge by Williams. Spring Hill would start at their own 25-yard line. They would have to punt it away late as Paola calls timeout to preserve a little bit of clock, and they make good work of it as they take over. Not great field position, and it was a 24-yard pitch and catch from Garrett Williams to Brock Pitzer with 45 seconds to play. It made it 34-6. And then Spring Hill would start at their own 36-yard line. They'd run 2 plays and end the first half. That's what happened in the first half. We'll talk more about it when we return on the halftime show right here on Paola Sports Live.
Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible in dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We are school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast, priced right, with plans starting at $34.95. No throttling, no tricks, more upload speed, and the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley. It just works.
How do you see the world?
Ha! At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into everyday miracles. Like riding my bike. Breaking boards. Ha! Hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, call or go online now.
Search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you? Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Back at it at halftime in Spring Hill. B.J. Harris along with you as the Paola Panthers lead here at the break 34-6. 34-6 is the score as Paola has pretty much dominated this one. Some scores, I was just messing around on our network of channels and flipped over and kind of want to make sure it's right before I say it, but it looked to me like Lewisburg was given Tonganoxie all they wanted, as it was a pretty low-scoring affair in that matchup. But 10-0, I believe, is the score there in the third quarter of that ball game, and try to find some other scores from around the area. Again, don't forget, coming up next week, we will be back in Paola as the Panthers do welcome in the Tonganoxie Chieftains. Right now, those two teams are ranked in the top 5 in Class 4A. Talking with some people coming in here today, and they said, Tonganoxie's pretty good. I think Paola has proven that they're pretty good as well. St. Thomas Aquinas 14-0 over St. James Academy at halftime. A local game of interest. Baldwin 8, Ottawa 7. Tongi 10, Lewisburg 0 at halftime. Of course, we've got our game. Mill Valley 35-7 over DeSoto. Mill Valley, very good. I would say that might be an understatement, as they dominant last week over Derby, defending 6A state champions. They've won a few of those lately, 45-14 last week. Mill Valley took care of DeSoto. They beat Lawrence Free State last week, and now they're getting drubbed against Mill Valley. Mill Valley is a juggernaut right now, just up the road from here, not that far. Other halftime scores, Wellsville 7, Anderson County 7 at halftime. Derby trying to bounce back. They're 16-7. That's a long ways from Baser. Linwood 20-15 over Leavenworth right now. Remember Tonganoxie? Oh, there they have that score. So that's a look around the area. A few of the area scores to speak of. Wamego, that's a team Paola will play here in a couple of weeks. 6-6 against Marysville. Marysville, a very good program. They're north central part of the state, and Wamego going to come to Paola at some point this season here in a few weeks, and it'll be interesting. Non-conference, kind of somebody you don't see that often, and they will be coming into the friendly confines there at Paola Panther Stadium. We'll take another break. We'll come back. Second half coming your way next, right here on Paola Sports Live.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawly. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast, priced right, with plans starting at $34.95. No throttling, no tricks, more upload speed, and the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley. It just works.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible in dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
To 6, your score as we get ready to get the second half started. Second half kickoff, just like the first, brought to you by our friends at Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill, your area Bobcat mower dealer. Kick off next year's mowing season with a great Bobcat mower, or take your mower in for a full tune-up here in the fall. Great time to do that. They work on all types of small engines. Hers also has you covered when it comes to hydraulic hoses and cylinder repair. To learn more, go to hersinc.com. It's HERSINC.com. or .net rather, or call 913-247-3530 for that. Paola going to be kicking it off. And they'll cook it deep. We return here by Spring Hill. Near side return again. Kickoff coverage has been not a great spot for Paola. Spring Hill's going to have a very good return all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That is a very good return by Daniel Mitchell all the way inside the 30-yard line up to about the 28. I mean, I didn't exactly see where he caught that one, but a 40-plus yard return on that one, and that's where Spring Hill's going to have excellent field position. Boy, if you're in the locker room, you're like, let's get a good return. And that will be up to the 27-yard line. 11:48 to go. Opening drive of this one, and a good one so far here for Spring Hill. First and 10. There's a run. On the carry there for Spring Hill, carried by Lazenby. He's been their main guy on the running game, and he's done okay. There's a run of about 4 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 6 here for the Broncos. They had one other opportunity to score. They could have made this a little more interesting at halftime, and they turned it over on downs. This would be about their third best opportunity here in this ball game. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Only guy in the backfield's Lazenby. He'll get it. trying to pick his way, trying to stay on his feet. He'll dive forward to the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 3 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Tackle made by number 64, Otter Stanchfield.
Stanchfield on the carrier on the tackle for Paola. But I do like Lazenby. He's a slippery guy back there. He came in and played for Spring Hill last year late in the season. Coach talked about it on our pregame show a little bit about how he stepped in and kind of starting. A little bit of an injured running back for Spring Hill, and boy, had a big one against Pittsburgh High in the playoffs. Knowlton in motion. They'll give it to him. Just kind of catch that edge. He'll stop, put a foot in the ground, and cut back against the grain. He will have the first down. He's still on his feet. Oh, they're going to say he's down. He said, I never touched the ground. Ooh, tough break there for Knowlton, but it'll be a gain of about 7 yards on 3rd and 3. There is a penalty flag out there, so it may not matter anyway, as it's going to be a hold against Spring Hill. I think that what that caused that hold was when he cut back, it was meant to catch the edge and stay going to the edge, but he felt a hole. When he put his foot in the ground and came back, the defender came, and I bet you that guy was out there blocking, probably blocked and moved, and he grabbed a hold of him. It's hard not to if you're a blocker. And it will bring up a 3rd and 13. Boy, a tough one. I thought they had a first down, but a holding penalty brings it back. And it will be 3rd and 13. Now a passing situation, and Paola can pin their ears back. Straight drop. He has some time. Throws it over the middle. He's got his man. It's Knowlton. He's going to be close to a first down. He's going to be just short. And it's a 12-yard pickup, but they needed 13. And again, I mentioned it when referring to Spring Hill's secondary, but I think a good matchup is the passing game of Spring Hill against the Paola secondary. I don't think there's a big advantage for Paola perhaps in the secondary. They're very strong in the first 2 levels, but I think because Spring Hill is pretty talented in that area, it matches up pretty well. And now on 4th and 2, what are they going to do? Pankey, quarterback, he'll slide a guy over, try to get up the middle. Lazenby's got the first down up to the 15-yard line, and he needed a couple. He got 4. And that'll move the chains, keep this drive alive. Started off on a nice return by Daniel Mitchell. And now first down and 10 at the 15-yard line for Spring Hill. Opening drive of this 3rd quarter. Turn, handoff. Big guy, Pipkin, runs to the official. Official's going to get a tackle assist on this, and he gets mixed up into it. But it's a gain of 11 on 1st and 10 from the 15 down to the 4-yard line. A quick hitter there by Pipkin. And he's had a couple of carries. He's made good work of his time. And now it's going to be 1st and goal. Can Spring Hill get past that staunch defense for Paola after they've had their back against the wall a couple of times this season and stepped up, only giving up that 1 score this year in the first game and a half. 1st and goal. They'll have 4 cracks at it here. Pankey, that quarterback. Pipkin to his left. Tailback is Lazenby. 2 wide receivers far side, tight end near side. Turn, handoff. Pipkin again, going to try to barrel forward. Pretty good load for a sophomore. Got some size. 6 foot, 200. And he's going to get a couple of yards on it. Tackle made by Carr. And it'll be 2nd down and goal now from the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal for the Broncos.
Second down and goal as this is winding down this 3rd quarter. Paola had a 5-minute drive in that 2nd quarter that really burned that time up and made it seem like it went by pretty quickly. Turn, handoff, a Pipkin again. He's just going to barrel forward. He's into the end zone. He should have it. They do give it to him. They just fed the rock to the big kid. And a 2-yard touchdown run by Pipkin. Draven Pipkin. That was a good drive. It started again with very excellent field position. They had it at the 27-yard line, so they didn't have to go a long way, but they took some time, got it in chunks, moved the chains, and overcame a holding penalty as well in that for Spring Hill. And now the point after attempt to try to, no, they're going to go for 2.
Broncos are setting up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to go for 2 here. And it's going to be snapped low and never even really had a chance. So the score will stay 34-12. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
Rainforth getting ready to tee it up for the Broncos, who go 7 plays, 27 yards, capped off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Draven Pipkin. Makes it 34-12 here with 7:28 to play in the third quarter. It's going to be short, going to be fielded by Myers. It went over his head. He'll pick it up, though, and he'll be good to get it out to near the 25-yard line. He just kind of misplayed that ball. He came up on it in a hurry. Him and Giovanni Blackie were having a conversation about who was supposed to get it. Myers like, I'll take it, and ran up on it and a little bit overran it, and it'll be up to the 25-yard line, so that's where they'll start. Paola has had some dominant drives. I mentioned the one, 14 plays, 81 yards. That was their last real big drive. They did have one to cap off that first half on a 24-yard pitch and catch from Williams to Pitzer. Toss sweep, far side, Blackie trying to pick his way through. They're just trying to find that hole. He does across the 35-40. Breaks another tackle down the sideline. Still on his feet across up to the 45-yard line. What a run by Giovanni Blackie. 30 yards on the carry to start this drive. A 30-yard pickup just like that. He had a 23-yard carry on that 14-play drive I mentioned, and now he starts this one. That was the very first play of the second quarter. He had an 80-yard touchdown run, 70-yard touchdown run as well. He's well over 100 yards in rushing. He would have it right there in just 2 carries. And he's had a lot more than that. Here's a straight quarterback keeper by Williams trying to pick his way. Not much there. A gain of a couple.
On the carry, number 10, Garrett Williams.
And it will bring up a second down.
On the stop, number 4, Gunnar Kroll.
And 8. Maybe 3 yards officially they give him. Going to bring up a second down and 7. It's like some blood for one of the Spring Hill players. So they're going to have to bring him off the field. Somebody's got to come in. Knowlton will come in to replace him. Second down and 7 here for the Panthers. Running backs to either side of Williams. He'll go out of the pistol, it looks like. Wide receiver near side, Robinson. Running backs to his left. Straight keep again for Williams, trying to pick his way. Breaking tackles. Not a real big guy, but wiry. And he'll be up near the 36-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. It'll be a gain of 6. And quarterback keeper again, bring up third down and short.
3rd and 1 for the Panthers, Spring Hill, 36.
Third down and 1, under center Williams. And a timeout going to be called by Paola. Coach Dumper a little fired up on that far side. I think play clock may be coming down. No, I think there's plenty of time on play clock, but on 3rd and 1, he didn't like it. He'll take it. We will too. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Panther football.
How do you see the world?
Ha! At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into everyday miracles. Like riding my bike.
Breaking boards. Ha! Hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, call or go online now.
Coming out of timeout, 3rd down and 1 here for Paola. They didn't like what they saw or were running out of time. I don't think they were running out of time on the play clock. I looked up and there was 20 seconds on there, but they may have reset it. 3rd and 1. Williams, turn, handoff, Audie, big hole and more. He's taking it into the end zone. A 35-yard, 36-yard touchdown run by Fletcher Audie. Just like that on a 3rd and 1, you're thinking, just try to keep him from getting that one. He gets 36 and caps off another big drive by Paola. 40-12, your score with 5:48 to play in this 3rd quarter, and it has just been a dominant running performance. I mean, a lot of credit up front, too. We talked a ton about Audie, and he needs a credit, Williams and Blackie and all those guys, but that offensive line has been phenomenal. Hyde to kick it. He will put a boot into it, up and through. And that's how that one will end. 41-12 is your score here with 5:48 to play. In this 3rd quarter, a 36-yard touchdown run by Audie caps off that 4-play, 75-yard drive. 4 plays and 75 yards. That's pretty good. They had a 30-yard run by Giovanni Blackie, a 36-yard touchdown run. A couple of short ones by Garrett Williams.
19, Daniel Mitchell.
And we will have the score sit here at 41-12.
Kicking off for the Panthers, 25, Fletcher Audie.
Audie going to kick it away for Paola. Kick it deep. Actually, going to kick this on the ground. It'll be fielded and falling right on top of it. Spring Hill had pretty good field position. I'm not sure if that's what we're trying to do, but nice headsy play by Bauer.
Number 40,
Garrett Bauer falling on top of that one. And headsy play there. So Spring Hill will start this drive. Their last drive was a good one, as they started at their own 20, or they started the Paola 27-yard line, and they went 7 plays, 27 yards, capped it off on a 2-yard run by Draven Pipkin. And now they'll have decent field position as they'll start this one at their own 47. 5:47 to play. Pankey just tries to toss it to Knowlton. Knowlton is flipped down, and I think a penalty flag's going to come in. I think it's going to be face mask or horse collar. Zach Knowlton popped right up. It was like, something was illegal there. And they're going to say face mask. It'll be a personal foul. This will give them free 15 yards. There's going to be a 2-yard loss on it. Instead, it'll be a 15-yard gain after the penalty. It's been a couple of times this ball game where that's happened, where there's been some face mask or unsportsmanlike penalty or personal foul here that has given Spring Hill a little bit shorter field than perhaps they should have had at times. And this one will move it all the way up into Paola territory, up to the 40-yard line. It was marked off from the 45. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Paola, or for Spring Hill rather, at the Paola 40-yard line. Sorry. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun set here for Pankey. Looking. Plenty of time. Boy, the most I've ever seen. Now he'll scramble, try to make something happen. Good block out there, and he'll go out of bounds. It was good coverage downfield. Nice job by Pitzer. Nice job by Nick Walker, by Paola. Down the field, working against those guys, working against Mitchell. Also working against Colin Rooney. But that time he has to do what he can.
32-yard line.
And does a nice job on the run, a quarterback scramble. He's had a couple of those. He had a touchdown a couple of drives ago as well in the first half. There's a pass over the middle. He's got Crotchet at the 20. And he'll be down about the 19-yard line. And it's a 13-yard pickup.
On the tackle, number 10, Garrett Williams.
And Williams makes a tackle for Paola, but it's inside the 20-yard line at the 19. I think if you're a team game planning for Paola, it's avoid that first quarter drubbing because Paola gets off the bus ready to play. And that's what happened. Spring Hill fell behind 21 points. Since then, it's kind of been a little bit of a stalemate, or at least they've answered back. Here's Lazenby trying to make something happen. Not much there. He'll spin forward for maybe a yard.
Number 15, Dylan Lazenby.
And it will bring up a 2nd down and 9. Second down and 9 for the Broncos.
Paola 18.
Second down and 9, play clock ticking a little bit. Natives in here at Spring Hill getting a little restless, saying, come on, run the play. Pankey will send Knowlton. He just takes it out of the air. They direct snap to him. I think that's what they were planning on doing. If not, he just took it. If it was, that was a pretty good ad lib. It didn't work, by the way. The loss of 2 on the play, in fact. That is one thing. There hasn't been a ton of negative plays. They did an interception on their first play from scrimmage, but well, that notwithstanding, it has been
Broncos at the Paola 21.
so it will be 3rd and a long way. 3rd and 12. Straight drop, looking Pankey. Now he's flushed again. And he's going to be tackled and brought down.
On the carry, number 11, Fletcher Pankey.
Tackle made by Paola's number 21, Leighton Moore. Leighton Moore had a big ball game last week against Bonner Springs. Been a little quieter, but man, he's a good-looking cat. Leighton Moore, just a junior, 6'2", 190. Coach said closer to about 210 when I talked to him about him, but nonetheless. Two wide receivers near side, 2 to the far side. 4th down and 9. After the run by Pankey. Straight drop, pressure coming from Carr. He's got to evade him. He does. Turns his shoulders downfield, and now he'll be bottled up. One thing young Pankey needs to learn is to keep that ball up high and keep the idea of passing alive. Whether you are going to pass it or not, you've got to keep going and like you're going to, because guys become open late. Instead, when he decided to run early, that means they can just come at him. And that's exactly what happened. Another turnover on downs.
Paola takes over on downs at their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers.
And it'll be another turnover on downs with 3:15 to play here in this 3rd quarter. So Paola will start at their own 21-yard line. Turn, handoff, Blackie. Barreling forward behind some of those big fellas up front, including their tight end, one of them up front for Paola, Caden Ramey. Ramey, 6 foot 200. They just run, kind of go wherever he goes, and he'll take you to the promised land. Ends up being a 6-yard gain on the run by Blackie. Turn. Hand off again, this time to the fullback. And it's going to be Audie. Audie's going to be close to 1st down but short as he gets just across the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 here for Paola, as they're going to bring in a little extra meat up front. Is Spring Hill. As Garrett Bauer comes in on that near side. Williams will get under center. Try that quarterback sneak. He's going to have it. He's pretty good at that. Savvy, young, experienced quarterback. Coach said very rarely does he return a quarterback and his fullback, which is very important in that option game. And they're going to not get a great spot. Now they'll have to measure for it. I thought he had a little bit more. I thought they were a little closer, first of all, to it. Now they will move the chains. It looks like I thought they were going to stop it to measure, and now they do give them the first down. So it'll be a first down for the Panthers. Approaching the 2-minute mark here of this third quarter, 41-12. This has been a never doubter really for Paola, but a little more competitive perhaps. Turn, handoff, Blackie, trying to bring down Denver Gardner, had him wrapped up and brought and stopped his momentum. A little help came to finish it, and a short, modest gain on first down and 10 for Paola. Denver Gardner will have to come out of the ball game. His helmet popped off. Big, strong kid. 2-yard gain.
2nd and 7 for the Panthers at their own 34.
Bring second down and 7. Give them 3 officially. Under center goes Williams. Turn, handoff Blackie, trying to find that edge, and he'll go watch that on film and know that if he can just bounce it outside. I know ideally you want to work that to the inside. You want to keep it where the blockers are at, and typically your cutback's probably going to be to the backside, but that time the cut was here. If he pops that out, everybody had collapsed inside. It would have been a big gain. Instead, it's going to be a gain, just a couple, and it will be a 3rd down and 5, short 5 here for the Panthers. Inside a minute to play third quarter. They're grinding the clock a little bit, taking plenty of time. Kind of an inverted wishbone look. Tailback, deep back is Blackie. He'll go. Nope, they're going to roll him out. Williams looking at wide open. He's got the aforementioned big fellow that we talked about blocking in Ramey, and he hit him in the hands, and that's the worst place you can put it sometimes. He was open. He was open for a long time, which will get in your head, and he kind of got turned around on the throw by Williams, who never got his feet set. And we might see the first punt, I think, of the season by Paola. And it'll be a punt. I think this is the first punt of the year. Garrett Williams going to punt it. Crotchet, I believe, along with Powell, back to return this one for Spring Hill. Williams just boots this one like a line drive, worm burner. Knowlton actually is the guy back there. He's going to go and pick it and come to the near side. Knowlton makes one guy miss down the sideline, across the 30, up across the 40. And he's just a fun guy to have on your football team if you're Zach Knowlton. And every coach in America would say, give me a guy like 13. The things they can do, and Jason Feeback and his kind of offense that he runs, which is multiple and wide spread open and stuff, he is just living for a guy like Zach Knowlton. Had a big sophomore year, just a junior, and expect good things from him. And guys at the collegiate level will figure out how to use that kind of slot guy, undersized player to do a lot of stuff with him. He's pretty little, but, man, he is tough. So a punt, a stop. After a turnover on downs on their last drive, Spring Hill's going to get it in decent field position again at their own 41-yard line. Snap back, turn, handoff Lazenby, trying to find the edge. Leighton Moore giving some chase and tracks him down. It was a good effort by Moore to just keep climbing, get to the ball, and he does. It's a limited gain. It looked like it was going to be much more open. Instead, it's just a gain of 1. And that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 1, it's at the end of 3, rather, it's 41-12, and Paola all over Spring Hill. We're back to finish this one up in the fourth quarter next on Paola Sports Live.
Are you ready for a new kind of internet? Then it's time for Go Brawly. It just works. Go Brawly is changing what is possible. Reliable and fast, priced right, with plans starting at $34.95. No throttling, no tricks, more upload speed, and the best service. Just ask our customers. Experience a new kind of internet. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawly.com. Go Brawly. It just works.
Miami County Dance Movement is a place to inspire kids. Miami County Dance Movement is one big family with loving teachers. Miami County Dance Movement is where I'm learning to be flexible and dance and my life. Miami County Dance Movement is so amazing because everybody is so loving and kind. Miami County Dance Movement is like a second family to me.
A good pass out and a completion and a first down on 2nd down and 8. The penalty flag does come down at the end of it as well. Maybe the pass interference, perhaps. They still made the play. Across the 15. If it stands, it's going to be about a 10-yard pickup. And it would be a first down inside Panther territory. See if they work it out, what it's going to be coming out of that timeout. It is pass interference, and it is against Paola. It was after the play or on that play, so they can accept the play or take the penalty. And I think you take a penalty because you would get a little bit more yardage than just taking the play, and they do take the penalty. And it'll be up to the 42-yard line, and that's where it'll move them up to that spot. Looking for Crotchet, and down the field he goes. It falls incomplete. Fletcher Pankey just straight drop and flings it out there. It's incomplete.
Depending on the play, number 2, Isaac Myers. 2nd and 10 for the Broncos.
And it will bring up a 2nd down and 10 here for Spring Hill. 4th quarter of this one, 41-12. No running clock. We had a running clock the entire second half last week. That is not going to be the case here tonight. Snaps back, turn, handoff. Pipkin's got a touchdown, a couple good runs in this one. And he goes up near the 35-yard line. It'll be a good gain on 2nd and 10 of about 7 yards.
Ball spotted at the Paola 36.
And it'll be a long 3.
3rd and 4 for the Broncos.
Or 4. Third down and a long 3 or a short 4. There's a good pull by Pankey and a good kick out to Lazenby across the 30 up near the 35-yard line. It's pretty good for the young quarterback. Fletcher Pankey was not the intended starter for the Spring Hill team. Evelyn Tillier was a guy that a lot of people were talking about, and a lot of people were thinking maybe kind of an all-conference level, second team maybe type quarterback, maybe first team all-conference quarterback, but he gets injured. Still don't know the status of that guy for these guys, but we do know that Fletcher Pankey's done a nice job stepping in there, and that was a really good read, a really good pitch, and they're marching on him a little bit once again. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line here for Spring Hill. What can the Broncos do the Panthers rather do to respond? Turn, handoff, Lazenby, another good cut, getting tracked down from behind. Boy, dragging a defender, driving a big guy in Fletcher Audie. And Lazenby drug him for just a little bit. Audie really doing a nice job tracking, and I think somebody fell on Lazenby, or Audie rather, a little bit funny. And
2nd and 2 for the Broncos.
See if it affects him at all. That's an 8-yard run, though, again, by Lazenby. And to bring up a 2nd down and 2 here from the 18-yard line. 17-yard line. Short shotgun here again for Pankey. Kick it out. Lazenby making a little something out of nothing. That will look like it was going to be nothing. And Lazenby super strong. Dragging the defender again. He had a big guy on him. As Leighton Moore, I believe, was there to make a contact and make the tackle, but falls close to a first down. I don't think he's going to have it. It'll be 3rd down and short for Spring Hill. 41-12.
3rd and short 1 for the Broncos.
Pipkin comes into the ball game.
Outside the Paola 15.
The big sophomore. Gonna bring up 3rd down and 1. Shotgun on 3rd and short. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. The big guy's got the first down and a little bit more across the 10. Pipkin looks like a guy that would fit real nicely into Coach Dumpert's offense, that big-bodied fullback. He gets 5 or 6 yards when they needed
1st and goal Broncos at the Paola 10-yard line.
only 1. And the 8th play of this drive. Had a big pass interference play that helped them on this drive as well, but now they're looking at 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. Ball, tip of the nose is just on it. And he'll turn, handoff on the inner own. Knowlton trying to pick his way. He does find a little bit of a route, trying to duck under a defender, and he's going to be brought down at about the 5-yard line, maybe just inside at the 4, maybe even got down to the 3. 7-yard run by Knowlton. That'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line now here for Spring Hill.
Check that, that's the 3.
And it will be a drive that started with 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And now we're 8.5 to go in the ball game. It's been a long drive as well for Spring Hill. High snap a little bit. They keep it. Pankey, what a good read. He's going to dive for the end zone. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Spring Hill on a 3-yard run by Fletcher Pankey. Boy, he read really nicely and found that hole. It was a good drive by Spring Hill. And kept off on that 3-yard run by Fletcher Pankey. Play drive started at their own 41-yard line. Now they'll talk about going for 2. Makes it 41-18. You're 8:18 to play in the ball game. They'll go for 2 again. Their last 2-point performance was not great. It never even really got off the ground. Here's Pankey, flip it out. Knowlton trying to make a guy miss, and Pitzer said, nope, I'm not going to bite on your little head fake. I guess it was Lazenby, not Knowlton. And so that's the way the score will stay, 41-18. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Panther football on Paola Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
And we're back, 41-18, your score, 8:18 to play in this ball game. And Spring Hill going to kick it away to Paola. Myers now coming to the sideline. And a timeout going to have taken on a kickoff return. That kind of goes back to tell you, I talked about the kickoff return team and kickoff coverage. That's been a little bit of a weak spot, I would say. I mean, it's not a big issue, and it's just something you need to clean up a little bit, but I think it's certainly going to be a focus for Coach Dumpert. Will be some of that special team stuff. They've done good in the kicking game as far as PATs and getting points after and all that stuff, and I think even their kickoffs have been fairly deep, but just the coverage has not been that great, and now here on a return, personnel perhaps issues, and Blackie's going to be back all the way at the 10-yard line. Myers is going to be more like the 20. I think there's kind of playing, are they going to kick it short? Are they going to kick it long? And Tonganoxie finally get a little bit of momentum in the 4th quarter, 24-7. 2 minutes to go in that one. So scores should hold. We should have a couple undefeated teams, 2-0 teams coming into Paola next week for a big matchup between the number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in Class 4A. Looking forward to that one for sure. Here's an onside. It's going to have a chance. Oh, ball's still loose. Spring Hill's on it. That ball squeaked through there. I thought they were going to fall on it. I'm positive if we were watching NFL, they would have gone in and watched a replay and somebody touched it before it went 10 yards. I would almost bet money on that. But it squeaks through, and after the pile was just shy of the 50, the ball ends up at the 47 on the other side, and Spring Hill gets the onside kick. And so they're going to get the ball back after they took that drive 10 plays and 59 yards, capped off on a 3-yard touchdown run by Fletcher Pankey. Now Spring Hill's going to get it right back here with 8:14 to play. At the Paola 47. Pankey turn, handoff. Lazenby could play defensively there. Audie all over it, slicing through.
On the stop, number 25, Fletcher Audie.
And Audie just, man, that was nice. From that linebacker spot on this outside edge, just the way to get, one, to get to the depth to make contact in the backfield, and two, to get down the line of scrimmage. So the whole time you're running towards them, you're closing ground towards the ball as well. It's instinctual, but it's really impressive. Wide receiver far side, 2 to the near side. Pistol set again here for Pankey. Plenty of time again. Now he's going to run again. Got to try to make more miss. He does across the 40. He's going to be up close to a first down. And Fletcher Pankey's made him pay a little bit with his legs at times when the passing game's been covered. Good coverage downfield by the Panthers. He does stop the clock with 7:27 to play in the ball game, and it brings up a 3rd and 1. A gain of 9. 8 or 9 on that carry by Pankey. 3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down here for them. Try to keep this momentum going that they got. Handoff Pipkin. He's been a no doubter. When he's got it on short yardage, he had a touchdown run just like that as well. And on 3rd and 1, he picks up 4 across the 35 up to the 34-yard line. And it'll bring up a 1st down and 10 now from the 34 for Spring Hill. Paola defense probably stuck in a little bit of wind. A 10-play drive, then they get it onside. Defense comes right back on the field. A few of these guys play both ways. Some of those guys up front certainly do. Carr plays both ways quite a bit. Obviously, Audie does as well. Pistol again for Fletcher. Fletcher Pankey. Lazenby to his left. Straight drop again. Again, plenty of time. He's going to let one uncork. Throwing it deep. He wants his guy, and that kind of turned into an opportunity to play some defense for the intended receiver, Colin Rooney. For Rooney. And he has to just kind of go up and bat that one out of the air. I don't mind the play call in this field position, in this situation, trying to take the top off of it a little bit, and they will instead go incomplete, though, and bring up 2nd down and 10. And if you're, again, you're nitpicking Paola a little bit because they've been really good and certainly dominant in these first 2 ball games. And they're as good as advertised, I promise you. But if you want to nitpick, we talked about the special teams, and right now pass rush has not been great. Those guys maybe get a little tuckered here just the 2nd game in. He's had plenty of time. Turn, handoff Lazenby, but the run defense is still pretty good. And a nice play there down low. Carr cleaning up the mess as well for Paola is Garrett Solano. And it'll be a gain of 2 on the run by Lazenby. Maybe 3. We'll give him 3. And now we have a injury timeout. Injury timeout. We'll take it. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Paola football here on Paola Sports Live.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Third down and 8 now for Spring Hill as we come out of that injury timeout. Trying to keep this drive alive after getting the onside kick. I imagine it's 4-down territory. Pankey straight drop. Now pressure comes. Going to fling it underneath on that screen. It's good. He's got his man in the open field. That's Pipkin, the big fella, across the 15 up near the 14-yard line. Really nice play call. Good execution. as that is going to be a gain of 12, 14, 15 yards on that third and short. A 15-yard pickup to Pipkin on the screen, and they move the chains. Boy, when in doubt, run the screen. It's a long, every play team ever been a part of it has been a run-heavy team, but that screen pass can bail you out of some situations. Spring Hill, probably not a run-heavy team. I'd say they're balanced right now in this one. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Good cut by the sophomore. Bounces outside, stiff arm with the 5, into the end zone, touchdown. Boy, he has had a nice ball game as the sophomore. That's a 14-yard touchdown run by Pipkin. By Draven Pipkin. With 5:56 to play in this ball game, and I don't know. Don't go away quite yet. 41-24. They'll go for 2 again, most likely. They'll probably run that onside kick again, and now Paola get a little tight. It's certainly an uphill climb for Spring Hill. They've dug themselves a pretty good hole. They trailed 21-0 early in this game. I said it in the second quarter. If they hadn't done that, here's Pankey trying to get a 2-point conversion. They got him in the back of the end zone. Up high, too high. He was open, was Crotchet, I believe, or perhaps Rooney. And it was Rooney, and it falls incomplete. But damage is done. They tack on another one. Do the Spring Hill Broncos, 41-24. Just talking about some of those other matchups. Tonganoxie is going to get their win, I mentioned, as they are certainly going to stay unbeaten coming into Paola next week. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:35. Kick off at 7 o'clock here on Paola Sports Live. Don't forget, you can also go back and watch these games on demand. If you got family outside the area, didn't get a chance to watch the game, they can certainly do that anytime. Check them out at PaolaSportsLive.com. Mill Valley dominant, 56-21 over DeSoto. That's in the fourth quarter. Baser Linwood, 48-29 over Leavenworth in the fourth quarter. Wellsville, 21-14 over Anderson County in the fourth quarter. Scores there. They're going to run that onside kick again, most likely.
Setting the kickoff for the Broncos, number 16, Caleb Chandler. Everybody up.
That's good. 41-24, just under 6 minutes to play. This onside kick gets picked up by Spring Hill again. Things will kind of get a little bit interesting. I mean, it's a long way to go, but strange things can happen. And that's going to be a good one. This one will be fielded a little better. No, it's not. It's loose still. It hit Nick Walker. It looked like he fielded it. Nick Walker did, and now they're going to have to pull him off the pile and see what happened. And they do get it again. Back-to-back onside kicks. I've done this is my 19th season broadcasting games. I've not seen a whole lot of successful onside kicks, and I've never seen 2 in a row. That is uncanny. Kick by Spring Hill. Back-to-back, and now things are getting interesting. That last drive started at the 47 of Paola, went 47 yards on 7 plays, capped off on a 14 run by Draven Pipkin. And now Spring Hill is going to have field position at their own 49-yard line. Turn, handoff, Pipkin, who's turning into a bit of a star.
On the carry, number 2, Draven Pipkin. Tackle made by number 74, Brayden Johnson.
And so a run by Pipkin, a gain of 3 on the play to bring up a second down and 7. You got to score quickly if you want to have a chance here. This Frontier League is just so competitive. The teams there's some really good top-end teams. We talk about it, right? Paola, Tonganoxie, but tier number 2 is getting better and making things interesting. Pankey throwing it up for Crotchet. Throws it deep. He's got Crotchet, makes the catch. What a catch. He had a defender all over him. It was fantastic coverage by Isaac Myers. And Crotchet comes down with that catch, a phenomenal pitch and catch. Down to the 11-yard line.
Ball spotted at the Paola 11-yard line.
about a 38, 39-yard pitch and catch to Crotchet from Pankey, and he dropped that one in a bucket. That was a heck of a throw. First and 10 rather from the 11. Turn, nope, keep it. Pankey trying to bounce outside, trying to pick his way to the end zone. Touchdown. Uh-oh. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's an 11-yard run by Pankey. And, 4:50 to play in the ball game. Spring Hill has gotten back-to-back onside kicks after they put together some pretty good drives. The Paola offense has not been on the field in the fourth quarter. Is that right? That's right. Paola's offense has not been on the field in the fourth quarter of the game. And that two-point conversion is not going to be good. So an 11-yard run by Fletcher Pankey. We have an injured player. But it makes it 41-30, and things are getting interesting here in Spring Hill. We'll talk about it when we return on Paola Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Back-to-back onside kicks is one thing. Back-to-back-to-back would be pretty weird. It's already been kind of weird. Paola has not touched this ball offensively in the fourth quarter. They had their first punt of the season a couple of drives ago to end late in that third quarter. They had their first punt of the season, and since that point, they have not touched the ball. Spring Hill started that drive at their own 41-yard line with 30 seconds to go in the third. They went 10 plays, 59 yards, capped it off on a 3-yard touchdown by Fletcher Pankey. Onside kick, Spring Hill gets it. Spring Hill goes 7 plays, capped off on a 14-yard run by Draven Pipkin. Onside kick, good. And then another run by Fletcher Pankey with 4:50 to play. It's 41-30. What in the world is going on? And we'll see. They're going to do it again. Why not? Why not do it every time now? This will be another really good onside kick. It will be fielded, however, I believe this time. And Paola will put a stop to all that. Garrett Williams says, let the captain, quarterback, put me over there. He may have been over there every time, I don't know, but they said, put me over there. I'm going to catch that ball, and he put a stop to that. So Paola will touch the ball for the first time in the fourth quarter here with 4:50 to play. And they will have good field position because of that onside kick at their own 49-yard line. And they just want to say, quit with the shenanigans. Let's go home. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Wide receiver far side Robinson. Tight end Ramey. He's not really even set. Audie going to catch it. Not much there. He'll be stopped for maybe a 1-yard gain. That's a significantly modest gain for Audie. Almost every time he's touched it, it's been big gains.
On the stop, 67, Andrew Campbell.
It'll be a gain of 1. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 right at midfield.
Panthers at midfield.
One wide receiver far side, no 2. Blackie was over there. Now he'll come into a wing. He'll flip Ramey to the right side. Williams going to get under center with 10 seconds to play on the play clock. They're trying to wind this clock down as it approaches the 4-minute mark. 6 seconds. Williams. Turn, handoff. And it's going to be bottled up initially and then maybe fight forward a little bit. Audie's going to fall forward for 3. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Feedback, I believe, to try to keep the little bit of clock here. 3rd and 5 in this one, so they're going to take a timeout. We'll just go ahead and keep it here. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the ball game. They're still down by 9, which is a tough. That's a 2-score game with under 4 minutes. I mean, it's incredibly unlikely, but it's also very unlikely to get back-to-back onside kicks. So you just never do know. Again, check us out online, PaolaSportsLive.com. The game of the night will be up on that main page. If you don't have the link or haven't shared it on Facebook, I encourage you to do so. And then you can always go there to get that link and share it. Still look for sponsors, advertisers, lots of viewers last week. I've been doing this in my 4th year doing live streaming video for different schools. And the first time we did this for a school, it took us the entire year. It was a softball state championship game before we got over 1,000 views. A little bit smaller school. And first time out the gate, over 1,000 views, and lots of time spent watching the broadcast. We appreciate the support. And you want to get your business in front of a lot of people in the Paola area, but let us know. Garrett Williams under center. Turn, hand off. Nope, going to keep it. Good read by Williams. The savvy of the senior quarterback. He'll step out of bounds as well. Just across into the first down marker across the 40 up to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on that one by Williams, and that's just that experience. A nice read, wrote it up in there, and it was wide open. Everybody was thinking it was going to be a dive at the middle, and I think he even knew that, and that's why he was able to pluck that ball out and get what he did. Up to the 39-yard line, first down and 10. And run off those wristbands. Pitzer in the backfield with Audie. That's a lot of beef back there. Audie not much doing. He'll fight for a little bit, but they'll stand him up. 3:42 and counting now, as it's going to be a gain of 2 on the run by Audie. We're going to bring up a second down and 8. Interesting turn of events. Really, this thing was pretty well in hand, and I think it still is, but start of the 4th quarter, Spring Hill making it interesting. 2 touchdowns in this 4th quarter. A couple of successful onside kicks. Just energize things a little bit for them. Again, Audie and Pitzer in the backfield. Williams will go under center here as the clock winds under 7 seconds. Turn, hand off, and hit and brought down. A couple of guys there for Spring Hill. Now timeout going to be taken by Spring Hill. We'll take it. We're back in 30. Under 3 to play in the ball game. Paola trying to just get out of town.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Third down and 6 for Paola. 2:57 to play in this ball game. A couple more first downs will pretty well do it. But 3rd and 6. Paola's been pretty conservative here play calling wise, just trying to grind this clock out. See what they put in. This would be a time to pop one over the top for me, but Williams, option, keep it. Bottled up, but man, he's just slippery, and he's going to fall forward. No, ball came loose. Ball came loose at the end of that run. It's a fumble. Oh, my goodness. Garrett Williams fumbles that ball away. He had made a very good run and an excellent move to get that first down. It was going to be close to a first down if it wasn't one, and a fumble on a run by Williams. And this has not been a second half necessarily to write home about for Paola. They built up enough of a lead early on. Let's see if they can hold on to it, but 2:50 to play, still plenty of time for Spring Hill. They've made some quick work. That last drive they had almost a 40-yard pitch and catch that helped take up a big chunk of it, but at 3 plays, it only took less than a minute. It took 56 seconds off the clock. Here's a pass out. He's got Crotchet. Hell, he can't hang on. Ooh, Crotchet, that's one he's going to want back. That's Michaela's little brother.
Depending on the play, number 2, Isaac Myers.
She was an intern for me.
2nd and 10 for the Broncos.
And pretty good vocal singer. So Spring Hill, that was going to be a 10-yard pickup, but they don't get it. Straight drop for Pankey. Oh, he is balled up. Oh, he's got a whole lot of man on top of him. He goes and wrestles him down to the ground, the big fella, Daquan Rogers. Pankey's questioning all decisions in life that led him to that moment as Daquan Rogers grabs a hold of him and takes him to the ground. Spring Hill going to take their final timeout here with 2:39 to play in the ball game. Again, Paola jumped out to an early 21-0 lead in this ball game. And at 11, they did it almost the first quarter. I mentioned that earlier. Like, if you're a team for spring, you're coming up to play Paola, just avoid that first quarter drubbing that they've been giving teams, because basically it was the first quarter. They scored their third touchdown with 11:45 to play in the second. So the first play of the second quarter was a big wrong touchdown by Giovanni Blackie, a 70-yard run, and made it 21-0. Since that point, however, Spring Hill has outscored Paola 30-20, right? And so they've stopped a little bit, but that big hole, and now they've got themselves in a big hole here on a 3rd and 15. Straight drop, looking down the field. Pankey a little bit in a hurry. Comes back and gets it, does Knowlton, down the sideline to the 50 and knocked it out of bounds. Fletcher Pankey not on a very good platform to throw that ball, but he does get it down the field. It's a 26-yard pitch and catch up to midfield.
1st and 10 Broncos at midfield.
A 26-yard pitch and catch to Knowlton. And the biggest play probably of the ball game so far for Spring Hill. And now a penalty.
Flag on the play is a sideline infraction against the Panthers.
Oh. Coach Dumpert might have just earned one on that far side.
1st and 10 Broncos.
Just because you got a face mask on doesn't mean you can say anything you want. Just because they can't see your lips moving doesn't mean they can't hear you, right? I don't know if that's what happened. I don't want to throw Coach under the bus by any means, but something happened on the sideline. It was a sideline infraction is what they called it. So that gives Spring Hill certainly an opportunity here. 2:31 to play in the ball game, all the way down to the 35-yard line now. Pankey in that shotgun. He'll turn, hand off. Pipkin trying to barrel forward. He drags Carr for a yard or so. And a little rumble from the fans here saying, "What? Oh, now another penalty flag's going to come out."
There's dead ball flag on the play.
Another, and that was late. I mean, it just came out just now. And it's going to be dead ball, personal foul against
Dead ball, personal foul against the Panthers.
the Panthers. Boy, I mean, you give up 2 onside kicks, you feel like things are kind of reeling a little bit on you. Then a fumble to close out that last drive. I mean, you've had 2 onside kicks and a fumble in your last 3 times touching the football or have an opportunity to touch the football has Paola. And so some frustration perhaps boiling over. But this thing is now a 2:17 all the way down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 17, 18-yard line. And here's a pass by Pankey to the corner. He's got his man wide open. Touchdown. Broncos. And wake up your kids. If you put them to bed before this one, you might want to wake them up. This is bonkers. I'm not used to this. As they have come storming back. The ball was at the 18 is what it was. It was an 18-yard pitch and catch from Pankey, caught by Daniel Mitchell. An 18-yard catch by Daniel Mitchell. And a 2-point conversion is good on the run by Lazenby. Or Knowlton, rather. 2 points good. It's a 3-point game. It's a 3-point game. This was a blowout, guys. Going into the fourth quarter, this was over. And it is a 3-point game. To start the fourth quarter, it was 41-18. No, it was worse than that. To start the fourth quarter, it was 41-12. 41-12. They have scored 26 unanswered points in this fourth quarter to make it 38-41. Daniel Mitchell catches that one from Pankey, and then the 2-point was good by Knowlton. And with plenty of time, 2:10, they're going to try that onside kick again. Why not? They've done it twice already. This one's going, it hits some hands, it's still on the ground, and they finally do get on top of it, I think. That was an excellent opportunity for Spring Hill. And now with no timeouts left for Spring Hill, they need to get a stop. Paola just needs that first down, man. Get a first down and get out of Dodge. Don't take off your uniforms. Don't go to the locker room. Just go to the bus and go home. That's how you get out of town on one of these. When things kind of start to melt on you in the fourth quarter of a ball game, you just want it to be over with. Make time go faster if you're Paola, but they just need a first down. They just need a first down here. Wide receiver far side. Williams will go under center. 2 men in the backfield is Pitzer and Audie. Williams, turn, bubbling out, trying to catch the corner. He's tracked down, and he's going to fall forward, get a couple yards on it. It's a nice run. Didn't look like it was, but they start. And an official timeout for an injury. It'll be officially a gain of 4 on the run by Williams. 2:10 was when they started this drive. Right now we got 1:54 to play. Injury timeout. We will go ahead and take it. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Panther football.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
It's me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Second down and 6 for Paola, just inside Spring Hill territory at the 47-yard line. The clock is winding. Officials stopped it so they can start it. One to the far side. Williams under center. Turn, handoff. And it's going to be short of a first down. It'll bring up a third down and short on the carry by Audie on a gain of about 5 yards.
On the stop, number 25, Cody Powell.
And it will bring up a third down and 1.
Panthers, Spring Hill, 42.
This is probably for the ball game. They get this first down. Spring Hill's out of timeouts. And this is going to be one of those games Spring Hill's got to be thinking, man, if we don't give up 21 unanswered, but Paola's got to be thinking, good thing we jumped on top early, and they'll certainly have some things to talk about. I think probably just relaxed a little bit, a blowout last week, a big lead going to the fourth quarter of this one, but turn, handoff, Audie, just enough for a first down. That might do it right there. He needed 1, he got 2 or 3, and that'll move the chains. We're inside a minute to go. This will be one that people will look on their tomorrow who didn't watch it will open up newspaper or get on kpreps.com or Scores in Kansas and go, 38-41. But for 3 quarters, it was a dominant performance by Paola, for sure. But there's 4 quarters. It can't be quarters unless there's 4 of them. Pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a math magician, but they'll take a knee. Victory Cigar quarterback come in and take that one knee. I think that's going to do it. Boy, what an effort by Spring Hill. Give them some credit. But they got the first down. That's what they needed to do, and they got out of Dodge with a victory here. 41-38, your final score, and what turned into be a barn burner down the stretch of this one. Appreciate our support from our presenting sponsor, Go Brawley, GoBrawley.com. Check those guys out. Go Brawley, it just works. Go Brawley's changing what is possible. Experience a new kind of internet with Go Brawley. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. We'll come back and talk about this one when we return on the postgame show. 41-38, the Paola Panthers moved to 2-0 on the season. We'll talk about it next. You're watching Panther Football on Paola Sports Live.
Neighbors, what would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics are committed to providing quality health care for area families. With comprehensive solutions, Iron Horse Dental and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics will listen and take the time to truly understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle. State-of-the-art equipment, techniques, and facilities combined with a new approach to oral care. That's what you get with Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. To learn more, visit them online at drlaurasortho.com or ironhorsedental.com.
So, what is love? Love is being independent.
Love is dancing.
At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
Come and visit us at hersinc.net.
Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Well, looking at the final talk there from Coach Feeback to the Spring Hill Broncos, they had a good effort, but ultimately it ended up being too much of the Panthers in this ball game. We'll run through it here real quick as we wrap things up for the night. First of all, it starts with Paola having the football at their own 33-yard line to get things started in this ball game. They go 6 plays, capped off on an 8-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Blackie. 10:24 to play in the first quarter, 7-0. Spring Hill started their own 34-yard line. First play from scrimmage for the Broncos, interception by Nick Walker for Paola. Paola takes the ensuing interception and cap it off on a 1-yard touchdown run by Garrett Williams with 7:45 to play in the first quarter. It's 14-0. They had made quick work so far to start this game, not even halfway through the first quarter. Spring Hill starts at their own 41-yard line. They eventually turn it over on downs. It was a long drive. It took about 6 minutes off the clock, but it did not end up in any points. They had benefited from a late hit. That's one thing that Paola needs to clean up. They had several personal fouls, a couple of unsportsmanlike penalties, including one on the sideline, and then they had the late hit that made the difference on that drive, but did not end up resulting in any real points. Paola takes over at their own 8-yard line after the turnover on downs, and a big play by Giovanni Blackie on the fourth play, a 70-yard touchdown run with 11:45 to play in the first half. It was 21-0. Spring Hill does answer back, start at their own 42-yard line with 11:39 to go in the half, and they go 5 plays. An unsportsmanlike helped them on that drive as well. It was an 11-yard touchdown run by Fletcher Pankey with 8:53 to play in the first half, made it 21-6. Paola would take over at their own 19 on the ensuing drive with 8:47 to play in the first half, and they would put together a drive. 14 plays, 81 yards. At one point, Fletcher Audie had 5 carries in a row. In another big play, a 20-yard pitch and catch from Garrett Williams to Pitzer, and then a 10-yard run by Blackie as well. I mean, they just had chunk plays on that one, and they capped it off on a 1-yard plunge by Garrett Williams. Spring Hill would start at their own 25-yard line. They would have to punt on that drive. Paola would get it back. They would start with 1:37 and make quick work of it. This is maybe the score of the game that if you can go back in time, take that away if you're Spring Hill, that makes all the difference in this one, because with 1:37, you just got to make a stop. They can't. And Paola punches it in on a 24-yard pitch and catch from Garrett Williams to Brock Pitzer with 45 seconds to play in the half. It made it 34-6. Spring Hill couldn't do much with it. We went to halftime. Coming out in the second half, Spring Hill starts with it at the Paola 27-yard line. A big return by Daniel Mitchell. Mitchell had himself a pretty good second half. He had that big return, and then they make good work on that 27-yard drive. They go 7 plays, 27 yards, take a pretty good chunk of time as well, and cap it off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Draven Pipkin, who also had a good second half. 34-12 was your game score at that point. Paola would start at their own 25-yard line with 7:23 to play. They go 4 plays, 75 yards. There was a 30-yard run by Giovanni Blackie and a 36-yard run by Audie in that drive. At 5:48 to play in the third quarter, it was 41-12. Remember that score, 41-12. Spring Hill starts at their own 47. They turn it over on downs. Paola gets it back, their first punt of the season. And Spring Hill gets it at their own 41-yard line with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. They get it back. They're down 41-12. They go 10 plays, 59 yards, cap it off on a 3-yard touchdown run by Fletcher Pankey with 8:18 to play in the ball game. 8:18 to go in the game. It's 41-18. Over, right? Onside kick. Spring Hill gets it. Spring Hill has the ball at the Paola 47-yard line. Good field position again with 8:18 to play in the ball game. They go 7 plays, all on the ground. They had an incomplete pass on that play, but a 14-yard touchdown run by Draven Pipkin with 5:56 made it 41-24. You're thinking, okay, hang on a second. They can't get another onside kick, can they? Yes, they do. They get another back-to-back onside kicks. Spring Hill starts at their own 49-yard line with 5:54 to play. 3 plays, a big pitch and catch from Fletcher Pankey to Crotchet made it interesting. The very next play, an 11-yard touchdown run by Fletcher Pankey. The 2-point conversion was no good, so with 4:50 to play in the ball game, it was 41-30. Paola would get it at their own 49-yard line, 4:50 to play in the game. They'd go 5 plays, but on the 5th play, a first down run by Garrett Williams. He fumbled it, gave it back to Spring Hill. Spring Hill would take it on the ensuing drive, and they would start with 2:50 to play in the ball game, and they would cap it off on an 18-yard pitch and catch from Fletcher Pankey to Daniel Mitchell. 2-point conversion was good on the run by Zach Knowlton, and it made it with 2:10 to play in the ball game, 41-38. It went from 41-12 with 30 seconds to go in the third, and really with 8 seconds to go in the game, it went from 41-12 to all of a sudden 41-38. But Paola did what they needed to do, get the ball back at their own 49-yard line with 2:10, and they grind out the rest of the clock. All they needed was a first down. Spring Hill was out of timeouts, and they win the ball game 41-38. It wasn't for a lack of effort on Spring Hill's part, but ultimately Paola gets the victory. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. Good ball game all around, and a good effort by Paola as well as the Spring Hill Broncos. That'll do it for us. Make sure you join us coming up next Friday night as we'll head back to Paola. It'll be a number 2 matchup against a number 3 matchup most likely as we welcome in the Tonganoxie Chieftains. We'll be there for it. Pre-game show starts at 6:35, kickoff at 7 o'clock from Paola. For Corinne Harris, my camera operator, I'm BJ Harris saying so long from Spring Hill. Paola Panthers are 2-0, and you've watched it on Paola Sports Live.
You've been watching Panther Athletics on Paola Sports Live. Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Learn more at gobrawley.com. Also by Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, Dr. Laura's Orthodontics, and Miami County Dance Movement. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your new home for the Panthers, Paola Sports Live.